results of the 2020 election and that Trump, quote, repeatedly tried to obstruct justice, close quote, in the classified documents case. With that, the House Republicans sought to have Trump arrested. I'm just fucking with you. The Trump administration terminated the lease agreement governing Washington's 3 public golf courses, a move that throws the future of municipal golf in the district into uncertainty and clears a path for Trump to put his imprint on one of the region's most prominent public courses. Trump's imprint would reflect a more liberal interpretation of honor system. Donald Trump announced Wednesday he is pulling the National Guard from Chicago, Los Angeles, and Portland, Oregon, although the troops already had a limited presence because the states involved had sued to block their deployment. Trump vowed to bring them back if he can create a better lie that can pass legal mustard. Right now it's more like he's passing mustard gas. Democrat Renee Hardman made history after winning the Iowa Senate District 16 seat to become Iowa's first black female senator, defeating Republican Lucas Lofton in a December 30th special election to hold off a GOP supermajority. Hardman earned 71.4% of the vote. Damn, she beat him like there's no such thing as Child Protective Services. This has been the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for January 1st, 2026. The 346th day of the Sex Offender Administration. Join me live at the Church of Last Resort Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Mind Dog TV, and Happy New Year.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous, I tell you.
Damn good coffee and hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
What are we doing here? What am I doing?
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about Kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
Alrighty. I don't know. The world has come crashing down on me again. Yeah, welcome to the new year. More stress. More why, I say. Isn't even on. I don't know. I gotta go. Alright, that's the show for you. Thanks for watching. Yeah, good morning, folks. It's Happy New Year. Happy whatever. It is, what is it, Thursday? Thursday, January 1st, 2026. Yeah, I you know what? I got to run. Here's the deal. My wife was going to go, and she is right now planning on going to do the polar plunge. It snowed here. It is 0 degrees wind chill. And I was going to go with her to take photographs and a video of it for her. And then the snow and it's just like I'm risking my life. There's 495 feet of snowy stairs I have to walk down. I'm going to fall down these steps, but she's still planning on going. And now she wants me to take her there. I don't know if she's left yet. So I'm bringing in GD right now. No commercials, no, but Happy New Year, folks. Let me talk this over with GD Live. We're expecting Elizabeth Croydon, who's putting her clothes and brushing her teeth, putting her clothes in her teeth and brushing the clothes through her teeth or whatever. Good morning, GD.
Good morning. I'm surprised. I was surprised. I thought you were going to be there by 9:15, so I'm kind of surprised when I saw your face and I didn't see the beach. I thought, okay,
Well, I were gonna go, and I was gonna come back by 10:30, the latest. Actually, like more like 10 o'clock. But the beach is now. Everybody's going to run and go swimming. Great swimming weather. Um, and she's waiting for me. So Elizabeth's coming in. You want to hold the fort while? Well, I mean, I'll hang with you if you don't want to. But I mean, she's putting the pressure
Well,
on.
the
Can you
the
drive me
um,
down there?
the peanut gallery is already panicking.
No, GD is lost with it. Well, that's fine. Yeah,
No, okay.
you want him lost, don't you? If well, every day I hear you say "get lost," GD. Now you have the perfect opportunity for him to be lost, and you're like, "No, don't get lost. I was just kidding." But I'm a bad husband anyway because I should go and make sure she doesn't fall down the stairs and kill herself. But I don't want her to go. But she she got this in her head. I'm going. She's gonna go down to the beach, take her coat off, and be in a bathing suit. Go run. It's zero.
What's her charity? What's the charity for?
No fucking charity.
Okay, we do that here. We do the polar plunge in Maryland, but it's for a charity. It's some
No, it's for oh
Dines
boy, that felt cold.
Okay, then that's crazy. At least, I mean, the one black person that I know that does the polar plunge does it for charity.
Why would a black person do this? I thought this
For
was
charity.
Yeah, but even so. All right. So do you want to? I mean, if you want me to hang, I'll hang. But
It's not, look, that's totally up to you. You know, I was kind of prepared to do it one way or the other. So
all right. You want to? You know what? We could play Matt's. Oh no, I was gonna say we'll play a video while I go check to see if she's still here and hasn't run off already. And if she has, if she's still here, then I'm gonna drive her down there. It's just like a right around the block to the stairs that go down.
right.
And I'll be back in 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
Sure.
All right. All right. Hold on. What? So should I play a video or no? You're just gonna
No. So I'll chat a little bit. I'm supposed to be a professional at talking.
professional talker. Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay, sure. First of all, the happy 7th day of Kwanzaa for those of you who are celebrating. Oh yeah, and Happy New Year. If you're here, I'm assuming it was a safe and quiet New Year and that you're not in jail. You're not having to make bail or anything like that. Unless they have internet where you are in prison or county jail. Maybe you just have an ankle bracelet. At any rate, thank you for being here. The 7th day of Kwanzaa is dedicated to the principle of imani, which means faith, which is what some of you are probably thinking, damn, Matt has faith in GD to run this by himself without fucking up. No, Matt is not a person of faith. He's a person of I don't give a fuck. Slightly different. Yes, it's terrible already. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Squad. Yes, Mr. White, I am in Maryland. And
she left already. I'll be in divorce court probably tomorrow.
Or a funeral home.
Yeah. Oh man, like how insane do you have to be to listen? I thought it was insane before the snow came, but snow and sleet, slippery, 495 feet of. There's no chance that anybody goes down those stairs and doesn't die today. Somebody's gonna die. That's a terrible thing to say.
Well, if your wife is not the first person to go down, maybe she'll have another body to land on and soften the blow.
Wow. Yeah, well, I guess there'll be no video of it though. I hope if it hadn't snowed, I'd be down there getting some content because I'm sure some people regret it as the minute they go in. She said last year a guy actually started to swim out, do some strokes and go out into the water. Like, yeah, you got to be totally out of your mind because I've been in freezing cold water. You kind of get paralyzed.
First of all, the last time I swam in freezing cold water, again, I was trying to impress a woman, a young lady, and my testicles, the only thing I could think of was, okay, I'm out here because I said I'd do it. I'm doing this, and I want to have kids one day. so I had to get out the water because my testicles have never been so achy and so cold and
Yeah.
so alone and so abandoned ever.
I've been in that cold water in my house because in my basement in December 18th, 1992, we had the flood come in my basement, and it was bay water. It was freezing cold
Ooh.
water. And I was trying to save my equipment down in the basement. We're handing mixers up the stairs, and it came in so fast they were covering my legs, and my legs became paralyzed. They were just it was just ice. And I was just like, I can't. And the pain was intense. The pain of that cold water just freezing up your blood. So I'm a bad husband. I should be down there. Well, I should. If I were a good husband, I would have talked her out of it somehow, or just locked her in the house. You're forbidden to go.
Oh,
Just
yeah, that's what all good husbands do. They lock their wives in the house and forbid them to do things.
yes.
Matter of fact, if you look up under being a
Well,
good husband for dummies, that's on page 2.
if it's something dangerous, yes. I mean, like if we were on the top floor of the World Trade Center, and she wanted to go out and say hi to the
Okay,
people on the plane.
top floor before 2001 or after 2001? Because before
Before,
2001,
before, well, on the morning, and
okay.
and if she wanted to go out and say, "Oh, look, a plane! I want to go take a picture of it," I would be smart to say, "No, go to the elevator and let's get out of here." Right? So forbid you to go do that. Yes, I should. That would be a good husband, stopping her from the madness.
Ooh, can you imagine being stuck in an elevator at that time when it
Depends
happens?
on who you're with, right? If it were,
Yeah, but the elevator is not going to protect you very long, and it's like it doesn't matter. I don't know how long the building stayed up before it collapsed, but if you're in an elevator,
oh, long. It was up an hour at least. You got time to take an elevator down. If you see the plane coming, you had time to get down.
yeah, but when there's an emergency, the elevator stopped working.
All right, now we're in trouble with YouTube. This is called a sensitive event. When they in the monetization thing, you have to check off the sensitive events because we brought up that date. See,
Okay.
you can't talk. You really can't say anything, and not have some monetization issue go on. You just
I
have
think
to.
that's by design because they know people are going to go off topic. They're going to talk about random things, and they said, okay, this way we don't have to pay money out because they
No, but
did
then
this.
they don't take money in because they won't run ads then. So
Oh,
I don't think that's by
well,
design.
what you do is you run the ad over the sensitive part.
Yeah. Look, Carl's here. Hello, Carl. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to Russ White and Slaptail. That's about it. That's with us, right? And this G
So
Defender
far.
Snitch guy.
Well, that's in the chat room. I mean, there's more people viewing than there are people interacting. And like, good morning, Mickey says good morning, and it was like Happy New Year, Mickey.
He's on the Fender Snitch
On
version of
Govs,
the
he's on
program.
Govs. Yeah, yep. Now,
All right.
let me see. Yesterday, I watched Ricky Gervais's 2025 comedy special.
Yeah.
I really like Ricky Gervais. I laughed a lot. I laughed out loud a lot.
I don't like him. I think he's funny, and I enjoy his comedy. I don't like him. It just has something about him. I want to beat him up.
I mean, actually, I get that. I get that. Even during his comedy set, there were moments where I could see, people would want to hate him and punch him in the face. I could see that.
Yeah,
But
maybe he just reminds me of somebody I hated or something. But something about his person.
no, it's not because he's English. I mean, I have.
He's English.
Oh yeah,
You can't tell by the way he talks.
Now he had made a reference to the show that they did, The Office. I can't remember what it was about. I'm trying to think here.
Why is Russ White saying false God?
Oh, because of what I said.
You said
earlier.
something about God.
No, I said something. What is it? Something about faith. Oh, today is the 7th day of Kwanzaa, which is Imani, which is dedicated to faith. And I think I said something like, and some people are going, oh no, Matt is leaving the show in GD's hands, and that's showing faith. And I think I said, no, Matt is not a man of faith. Matt is a man of who the fuck cares right now, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to go back to see what it actually said, because it wasn't like a scripted moment. So
I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised I even got. I mean, I got up early to make coffee, and then I looked out the window and saw the snow, and I was like, out in my mind, I would fall down all 495 feet of those stairs. My wife was like, "Yeah, you're crazy." Like, no, I'm not crazy. I know those stairs. I built them.
But if you know those stairs, then wouldn't you know where to step? Good morning in California.
Not when they're covered with snow, and it's slippery snow. It's sleety snow. It's like, and I know, listen, again, I built them. They weren't that sturdy to begin with. No, somebody's going to die today. And you know what? Somebody dies every, you know what? Facebook gives me whose birthday is it. I got like 400 birthdays today. Like, people are just putting in January 1st because that's
I got a birthday thing for my one of my two dead brothers. and I know, well, first of all, I know both of their birthdays are in April.
Yeah.
And one's on the 6th, the other one's on the 16th. So yeah. And it says January 1st. I'm going, no. And he's dead. I'm not wishing him back. Don't you know he's dead?
Yeah. So basically, I'm gonna be people gonna, oh, look, you fell for that. Like 400 people are gonna be like, hey, it's not my birthday, because I'm wishing everybody.
But there's but the odds are it's probably two people's birthdays.
I know, two people. I'm sure of it's their birthday today, and they're not talking to me anyway. They're not on my Facebook list anyway. They blocked me because their entire family is hey Hitler, Heil Hitler. So we don't get along. So my wife is, she invited a bunch of her friends and nobody wanted to go with her. Now I see why. But she's saying her friend is in Florida, wants to come up and do it in a couple of weeks. It's like, yeah, that's a fucking, you're going to come from Key West and then just go jump in the Long Island Sound with the water being about 32 degrees or 30. It's not frozen yet, so it's got to be over 32 degrees, right? But
not necessarily, because 32 is the freezing and melting point. But if the water's brackish, it would have a lower freezing point, so it may hit. I could be wrong. I think
it's fair to say it's cold as shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking, because I don't know if it's brackish or salt water at the the Long Island Sound, but
yeah, it's salt water. It's the Atlantic Ocean is what it is. But the people, there's a lot of them now. There's like 30 or 40 of them lined up at the gate, and they're going to go down there. First of all, they're all in winter coats. They go down to the water, and just taking the coat off, I would drop dead. If I made it down the stairs without slipping and falling, the minute I took the coat, it's 0 degrees with the wind chill. And it's very windy. So that cold wind, and you're standing there in a bathing suit, then you run into ice cold water and you run out, and it's even colder because of the cold wind. Now you're getting ice on your skin, and then you got to go up those 495 feet of slippery stairs. Is anybody sane? No. And what do you get out of it? Oh, I did it.
The approximate freezing temperature for ocean water is 28.4 degrees Fahrenheit.
Somebody's got to have a cam on. Let me go check.
Or -2 centigrade. Centigrade?
Yeah.
Centigrade.
Oh, well. What the fuck? I go to put in Shoreham Hills, Shoreham, and you know what comes up? I put this in. Oh, because I put a typo. I put shot because it said cum shot photos. I was like, wait.
Are you sure that's a misspell, or is that autocorrect? If you type that in so often.
I put in shot in the Facebook search, and it comes up cum shot photos. What? On Facebook? That's a group? Oh my God. I went to put in Shoreham Hills. Yeah, they're all down there. Holy fuck, look at them. Oh, but
can you share that video?
Yeah. No, there's no video, but they you know what? No, there's no snow on the beach. This isn't from today.
Okay.
This is from last year.
Okay.
It's just a photo, and they're all standing around the fire. I don't see my wife in this picture, though. I know she was there, but they were all too fucking far away, and my eyes aren't working. I'll share the picture of those idiots. I'm sorry, those lovely neighbors all down there. Elizabeth says she'll be here at 9:30. She's having breakfast. Why didn't I have breakfast? I should have had breakfast. I should have had lunch. I could have, would have, should have. Let me see. Can I share? God, there's too many buttons to push to get share stuff over here. Didn't used to be that way. So yeah, that's them last year. They had a fire going. At least they had that going on. That's smart. So you run out of the cold water and you stand around the fire for a second while you're putting your coat on.
Now, what do they do with the wet clothes? Do they change clothes there, or do they go back to their cars with the wet clothes?
No clothes. You jump in your bathing suit, and then you leave your coat up by the fire, I guess, and then you put your coat on over the cold, wet bathing suit.
That sounds like
sounds like
almost
stupid people, right? Again, there's nothing they really be gained. It doesn't affect your life. It doesn't make you like, oh, I accomplished something. No, you didn't accomplish nothing. You probably gave yourself hepatitis or whatever. What would you give yourself?
I don't think you give yourself hepatitis.
No, this is something you can get though. Frostbite, definitely, but it weakens your immune system, right? Slaptail, back me up here. There's bathing in freezing cold water when it's 0 degrees, wind chill out, reduce your immunity or whatever. Probably a live going. I looked from somebody else's but somebody else, they aren't all here. Some people do polar dip like South Carolina. That don't count. That doesn't count. That's not polar. Here it's pretty fucking polar, especially when there's like 4 inches of snow on the ground. It's sleeting right now. Yeah, what's wrong with these people? Anyway,
right now our air temperature is in the mid-20s, and it's supposed to get down to the teens. So and the people
it's like a Republican. Gonna get down to the teens. Get it? That's not so bad. It says right now it feels like 21. I don't know what. I guess I looked at the forecast last night. Oh, it says windy conditions will continue all day. Wind gusts up to 33 miles an hour, making it feel like temperatures feel like 3 degrees. So that's an improvement over the forecast from last night. Yeah. How late did you make it last night?
Till around 2 this morning.
Wow, you bet.
Well, okay. Now I have to say that I probably fell asleep between 7:30 and 8:30.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I didn't stay asleep. And at least my allergies. My eyes are so irritated right now. So it's hard for me to keep my eyes open any time of day.
Why am
right now my eyes are really watery. You can't see it because I'm sitting very far away from you, according to Dire Straits.
Huh.
But if I close my eyes for like 30 minutes or so, my eyes are so watery that they'll stay shut. They will dry shut. So
I shouldn't be in a good mood at all here. I'm going to be in divorce court tomorrow, right? And I deserve it. I deserve to lose a wife over this. I tried. I told her, because she came down at like 1 minute, 30 seconds before the show started. Can you drive me over there? And I said, let me just start the show. I can't wait. They're not going down till 9:15. You could wait. And then you saw what happened, and I ran, and she was already gone. I'm not going to chase after her now, right? That would be dumb. So I'll be in divorce court tomorrow, and I deserve it. And fuck me, I'm just a bad. If I were a good husband, I'd be down on the beach with her right now, taking photos, going fucking cold with a big winter coat on while they're all fucking half naked. So. Yeah, plans for today. You watching any Rose Bowl? Right? Do they still do the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day? We don't know.
I have no idea. I have a done way past funny interview scheduled for this afternoon.
Wow.
I'm going to check with my wife to make sure that it's okay to still do that, because those usually run about 90 minutes up to 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure
you don't
she's
want to
okay
say
with that.
who it's with. You don't want to spoil the excitement and the anticipation and find out the surprise. You don't want to ruin it. You don't want to blow the neighbor.
There's no surprise. If it happens, it's Dan Rathman. He's already been on the show.
Dan Rathman. That's not Big D. Is it Big D?
I don't know. I don't remember Big D.
Big D, because we had Tim Loss was and then there was Big D was they all look alike.
Was Big D the bass player?
No, Big D was a local comedian that was from Belmore. He was at the brokerage. But I shouldn't be disrespectful to people. I shouldn't be, but it comes so naturally. It comes so naturally. He was a little. I've been in comedy for 6 weeks. I'm a headliner in the brokerage on a Monday night. Yeah, I don't know, because he lives around the block from it, or grew up around the corner from Gov's, the main club, and then moved down to Belmont, just like living near comedy clubs. Anyway, Elizabeth's with us. I don't have, Elizabeth, the queen of the comedy scene, Elizabeth Croydon is here.
The queen of comedy connections.
Why is she so crazy to jumping in this polar plunge? She was going to go to a polar plunge of her own. Speaking of crazy people, but I think she was going to a warmer polar plunge than my wife's polar plunge, which I will be in divorce court tomorrow. Anyway, let's say hello. Good morning. Why are you here? Why are you up? Why are you even? Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
I thought I'd do something proactive.
That's proactive. That's what my wife is
eating
doing
that yogurt?
Right now.
Is that yogurt that's good for your stomach?
Yes, it is.
So yeah, I'm assuming while you were having breakfast and brushing your teeth and putting your clothes on and all that stuff, you didn't hear it. I was supposed to go down to our beach with my wife this morning.
Oh, you were going to do the polar plunge?
Well, yes. He wasn't going to.
No, not me. I was going to go videotape it and photograph it.
Right on.
But it snowed, and there's 495 feet of steps, wooden steps that I know are not great steps. They're just not. They were built by yours truly, and so somebody's going to die on those steps. So she was insisting on doing it, but I had already committed. I told GD I'm going to start at 9, and I'm scrambling to get it started. And she came in. You want to take me down there? And I was like, and then I told her wait while I get the show started, and then I followed. I can't wait. So I'm going to end up in divorce court tomorrow because I'm a bad husband.
Or identifying
a body. Am I responsible for any of this? Am I?
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
Okay.
No, but but I want to talk because you were going to do a polar plunge, right?
Yes, I was. I was going to drive up to Dewey Beach, where my 5th grade homie, Rich Godbout, is demi-retired too. He's in the mortgage business, Godbout Mortgage, and he's epic. His family someone in his family has played Santa every Christmas for the last 50 years.
Wow.
And this year it was really calm. Rich has aging parents like me. And so he went around with his mom to commemorate their ride. They go out in a vehicle and they stop at, I don't know, orphanages. He asked for people to invite them to stop places with lots of kids. So I don't know, orphanages. I have no idea. They start at 4 p.m.
Epstein parties.
These people are out of their fucking minds.
No Epstein parties, bro.
But that would be a place with lots of kids.
No, don't mention my 5th grade homie with fucking Epstein, all right? Or we're gonna have a fight.
I wasn't doing that. I was just saying
we're gonna have a fight, all right?
I was not mentioning.
Mortgage is not related to Epstein whatsoever. Rich is an amazing father, married to a hot babe doctor. He's one of the best practical jokesters I know. He invented an elf on the shelf named Boobs. I don't know, bro. You brought up Epstein, and I'm talking right over you. I cannot handle Epstein in 2026 yet.
This is them right now. Less people than last year. There's not that much snow on the beach, so these people are out of their fucking minds. Though I mean,
That's when I thought about it. I thought about the cold hitting me and the heart, and then you can't easily warm up. You got to walk up the beach.
that looks like a cat sitting on a surfboard over on. I don't know. That would
I
be
was like,
bizarre.
I'll see my 5th grade homie later.
But besides the fact, because it's 3 degrees now with the wind chill out here, besides the fact that they go down there, they take their winter coat off, and they're going to stand there and for a photo while they're half naked in
The insanity. It is
Yeah.
insane.
Why was that one person standing away from the group for the picture? Not
that's a
that
good
you would
question.
know, but
I don't know. I can't see. I can't see in detail. It looks like she's
They've
got
got
something
something
in
in
front
their
of her.
hand.
Yeah, something to block the wind. And wearing, it looks like they're wearing a hoodie. So
A heater.
at first I was thinking that she had her dog in her arms, and she's put the blanket over the dog so the dog wouldn't be cold.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense. Everybody else is like in bikinis and swim trunks, but the dog has its own coat, and she's putting a blanket over the dog.
Yeah.
But that's just me trying to fill in the blanks.
So you were going to do it now. Why? What is the
What's
motivation
the
to
impetus
do that?
Or
the motivation? Like, what do you think you're going to get out of? Like,
the
I'm
ice
gonna.
cold water allegedly releases a lot of positive chemicals in your body. It does. Ice cold water does help shrink inflammatory pain issues, and I have that in my neck and my back. And also, it starts the new year off with a commitment to yourself and also crazy without being up all night.
Yeah. So now, and my wife did it last year. So you would think after, if you believe all those things you just said
Because she
about,
went
the
out
cold water
again.
is going to fill you with pot, she would know by now that it didn't work last year, right?
She went out again. I love her. I want to meet her. I want to come up.
Well,
and
I think
paint
she'll
with
be
you
single
some
again
weekend.
starting tomorrow or something. So,
That is great. No, I decided against it because I worked all day yesterday for the most part on my screenplay, on my new adaptation of my dream project. And
so the next step is what? Getting it funded?
Yeah, we're in the process of that. My buddy Rob Digman, who owns Food for the Soul Maui and caters for Share, gave me the money for Christmas to incorporate.
Wow.
I'm really happy about that. It's very meaningful to me. Rob was in my acting classes in Duke Ellington.
So I know we hardly know each other, but if there's a plot for a bald guy just walking past in an army coat or something,
Oh yeah,
that's
I'm
my type code.
Craft services too.
Yeah. That's my big movie role. I was in Car Wash, walking past in an army coat.
Oh, that's great! I love the movie Car Wash.
Well, hey, I got to work with Tommy Chong, George Carlin, Richard Pryor,
fantastic!
all those people, but they never
I gotta
met
watch that again. I gotta look for you in it.
Yeah, it goes by so
he
fast.
had hair back then.
And I think on Willie's Facebook page, there's a video of him screaming at the TV, "Is that you, Matt? Oh my God, that's you, Matt!"
That's great.
Well, Elizabeth, you know Rhonda Handsome, right?
I love Rhonda Handsome.
She was in Pretty Woman.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
wow.
She was in Pretty Woman.
I got to go back and watch that hoe movie.
I was Pretty Woman.
She is a pretty woman.
No, I was an ugly woman. I was a star of that.
Oh, yes. I love your work.
Do you know John? This is welcome to New Year's Day, a version of Do you know? You know John Palumbo? Not John Palumbo. John Pavaramo.
Oh, very vaguely, very indirectly. But he does. Isn't John the one that does the fundraiser for multiple sclerosis?
Yeah. Yep.
My dad has MS, so I've
He had
always
Will
wanted to
Wheaton
work with
on.
John.
He had Will Wheaton on his podcast. Now, I love
Oh,
John.
nice.
But his podcast gets like the
How's
number of
Will
viewers
doing?
we have on New Year's Day for a year. And I was like, how does he get Will Wheaton? I can't get Will Wheaton. He gets a lot of very big names on his podcast, even though nobody even know, and he's a great interviewer. I just
Yeah,
curious, like how do you
great
go about
thinker.
getting all these big names?
I love his humor. He's a great thinker.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Kicking butt.
That disproves this idea that if you just get celebrities on your podcast, you're gonna get big and blow up, because he's had so many of them, really, really movers and shakers and people from the comedy world on, and still his podcast. I would say over the 6 or 7 years he's been doing it, he has as much as I get in a week, and that's not good.
Am I smelling a little jealousy?
Not
that's
total
my-
jealousy.
Yeah.
Envious, and because I've gotten him guests. Like he reached out to me, and can you get me this person? You get me that person? Yeah. How about a little reciprocation? And I'm bitching now. I love John, but it never once. Yes,
Beef
I'm
never
extremely
goes
envious
away.
of him. And I'm hoping he hears this so he gets off his ass and gets me just one, and that'll even it all up. That's all I'm saying.
I hope so too. I hope so too.
Yeah. So
I think your podcast is great, and I love your trolling on X. It is decadent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I was thinking about the Rogan stuff yesterday, because there are so many people, and you have mentioned to me that when you knew Joe Rogan at the Comedy Store days.
Oh my God!
That you thought he was a beautiful, a nice guy, a good guy.
He was respectful to me. He was highly respectful to me, and he handled Carlos Mencia trying to start a fight with him elegantly.
Yeah.
And I think very well of him for an absolute dickhead right now. I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck? You know, I chalk up his Trump endorsement for just being in with the wrong toxic bros, bro. He's got a lot of meatheads as fans, and he's not all meathead. He's part meathead. Sure.
I think he because he's had a lot of very educated, very smart people on, and he starts to think of himself as a peer of those people when they just come on the podcast to kind of whatever, get some traction, get some visibility, sell books, whatever, sell movies, but they're not peers. He's got
what is it? The 27 felonies, no complaints. Got an endorsement. The rapes, 34 rapes and gropes, didn't complain. Gave an endorsement. He spoke badly of a man in Hollywood that makes respectable movies. What? He trashed Rob Reiner. Oh, he shouldn't have done that. He crossed the line. Oh, did he? Did you finally notice it? It took a world-class Hollywood director being inexcusably, brutally murdered and then shat upon by our president in Thief, and now he's willing to come out and speak against Trump for being mean to another man who has a lot of money. But the rapes were cool. The felonies were cool. ICE might be a little tough now. It's too late. And none of them are talking about it. None of them. All those bros, Tim Dillon, all those guys, very silent on the Epstein files coming out.
I think Dylan is talking about it a little, but he seems to kind of get to the line of throwing Trump into the trash bin, and then he just steps back and accepts him again. But it's so weird. Like he opens his eyes, says, "Oh, that guy's dirty," and then he says, "You know what? I just like the guy." He's one of those. I just like the guys. That's a Mark Maron line, but it's very true. As far as the Trumpers I know, that's a line that they use. I just like him. You know, he's a Nazi.
Even non-Trumpers they use that line. I'm thinking in particular of Bill Maher, who is not a Trumper, but when he went down to Mar-a-Lago to interview him,
I think all these. Go on, GD.
Oh, no, I was just saying he just says, well, he's a different guy away from the camera. It's like it doesn't matter how charming you think he's away from the camera. It's what he's doing with his power and influence.
What is it? The Beatles lyric, got to be good looking because he's so hard to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, look at you. That's a John Lennon line. That can't be a Paul McCartney line.
It's Come Together. I don't know who wrote Come Together.
Yeah, it's got to be John Lennon.
Okay, right now, Over Me. Yeah, that whole circle silent on Epstein, and I think that whole bro comedy scene, Tony Hinchcliffe included.
Tony Hinchcliffe said Trump is the funniest person on the planet, and that's why he continues to like the guy. First of all, that's not part of the qualifications of the job.
Tony Hinchcliffe is the biggest sycophant on the planet.
Oh, really?
He created a king-making show. It's not that complicated.
Yeah.
He kissed ass to all the powerful comics, had them on his show to come judge other people fighting their way up. Made it really difficult for the people fighting their way up. Trish did a great job. Trish Smart, who just opened for me recently on Tony Hinchcliffe's show. They worked with her a little bit. She deserves to be elevated. I don't see them elevating another woman. I see them elevating each other.
I heard you very clear. You just said Trish Smart. And last time you were on the program, you were talking about Trish Smart because she was on your show at the Church of Satire.
I went to her Trishmas party, Matt. It was pretty amazing.
For some reason, every time you said Trish Smart, AI thought you said Critch Smart. Like 100. I'm like, and I can't even fix it. I can't go back and edit it and say, no, she said Trish. She plainly said Trish. Why is this
next time I'll warm up my bilabial articulators.
I heard you just fine. It's AI just doesn't like the way I don't know. It's just AI is a fucked up thing, and I think we should pull the plug on it now. I really do. I mean, for all the benefit I've gotten out of it, we've gone far enough. All this technology should stop right now. We're good. We don't need to advance anymore on.
Yeah,
anything.
no, I just learned how much water AI soils in the massive amount needed to cool the storage facilities down. And that really makes me sad. It affects me deeply on my Blue Sky account where I like to carpet bomb pussy memes every Catterday. And now I'm going to have to, curate my memes more because I'm disgusted that I'm contributing to something that soils our water during these times in particular. I don't think that's a wise use of our resource, but what do I know? I'm just a girl. Supposed to smile and be compliant. That's why those guys like Trump, is because he grabs them by the pussy, and they all dream of grabbing bitches by the pussy. I was backstage. I opened for Joe. There were 5 men in my dressing room door just hanging there looking at me like they wanted to assault me for just being on the lineup.
Yeah. Grabbing them by the pussy is not something that seems like something I'd want to do. Like, get in there, maybe lick around or what, but grabbing them by it, like, what the fuck what do you get out of that? I don't know.
I mean, you'd think you'd want to show some respect, but what do I know? I'm just a woman. I don't know anything.
I know lots of women who know far more about it than I do.
Yeah, actually, we should compare assaults. What's going on with you, Matt? You're like, your numbers are going up. Like,
I know.
Pretty soon you and I will have the same amount of assaults, and I feel
that's something I want to aspire to.
No, please don't. So tell me, you were assaulted 2 times?
Well, yeah. So what was it? The day after Christmas, we were expecting a snowstorm. I did the potato thing. I got to get milk and bread. So snow's coming. Gotta get milk and bread. So I went to the grocery store. I pull in a parking spot. A girl in a Jeep pulls in right next to me so that I can barely open my door. My door hits her rubber runner that comes off of her car, which that can't do any damage. The door, and she gets out and she goes, "You dinged my car." I was like, "No, I didn't." She comes around like she's gonna fight me. She's going, "You dinged my car, you asshole." I said, "Show me where I dinged your car." And she points to a door and she's like pointing at nothing. That's something that doesn't exist right there. I was like, "Look down. My door can't make it there because of your running. You don't even know your own car." And she just went, "Huh, suck my dick. I got a bigger dick than you." And I was like, "Well, that explains the aggression." Uh, so I went to get a shopping cart, and now she's coming over and she's going to hit me. And then this one old Gandalf, one-eyed Gandalf-looking lady comes out, "Leave her alone. Just go in the store." I said, "Well, how is this your business?"
One-eyed looking Gandalf lady. That was Odin. That was an older god testing you.
Oh, so she told me, "Go in the store and leave her alone." I was like, "This is not your business, first of all. And second of all, she's attacking me. I will go in to get a shopping cart to go in the store and leave her alone." And now her son comes, or grandson. It's got to be a grandson because she's that old. And for me to say somebody's that old, they're fucking old.
It's Loki.
He's calling me a pussy, and he's trying to like ram me with my own shopping cart, and it's like not going anywhere. He's realizing, well, this guy's stronger than he looks. And so I pulled this shopping cart back for him to give a shot, and he went to punch me. I just grabbed his arm and twisted it, and he got on the ground, and he's literally crying. "Oh, yeah."
I love it when they do that.
So I let him up. And then he got his grandmother or whatever tells him, "Get away," and she pushes him back by the car, and he's still calling me a pussy. And I said, "You're literally hiding behind your one-eyed old grandmother. You lost any footing you have to call somebody a pussy. You hide behind one-eyed grandma." So, and then after all that, I wait. They take out their cameras, and they're just filming me just standing there. Like, you got proof that I'm minding my own business. That'll look good in court.
Oh my God, Matt.
So I wait for them to leave, and the girl runs over a stop sign on the way out. It's like I could have taped that. And then I go in the store, and I'm looking in the meat freezer there, and a guy comes over, and he starts punching me in the head from behind. I turn around, and I'm like ready to sock him, and his wife comes over and says, "That's not him." Yeah, not him. What the hell? It's just insane. I mean, and so I attribute it to post-holiday stress or whatever. But people were just insane. I was like, I'm not going out ever again.
You didn't finish it, Matt. What did the man say to you after she said, "You're not the guy"?
He called me a dumb son of a bitch. Stupid son of a bitch is what he said. He walked away. And I started the day. The day started bad anyway.
This is what you get for looking like the cover of Confederacy of Dunces.
Yeah. I started on a rant about how nobody ever said they were sorry to me for anything significant. And I was right in every one of these cases. The girl had a runner. I could not hit her car. I proved it to her. She could have just said, "Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I overreacted." No, none of that. You're a dick. I got a bigger dick than you.
Isn't that a holiday greeting?
That is, as a matter of fact, that is an official holiday greeting in Hampstead, Maryland.
What does that mean? Does it mean that my dick is that small, or that she's really got like a? I don't know. What? How's that a brag? I mean,
I'm so sorry. I'm laughing. Oh, if it helps, I'm crying too.
I would be laughing if it weren't me too. I'd be like, "How could that happen to you?"
Oh my God. I love the one-eyed lady.
Yeah. Oh, it was scary. When she first came over and looked me in the eye, I was like, "Oh."
Where were you? A Walmart?
Stop and Shop. I don't know if you know.
Stop. I see Walmart written all over this caper. I don't know. Stop.
Yeah, it had Florida Walmart. It had Florida Walmart written all over.
Yeah. Or a Taos.
Yeah.
Excuse me, a Taos Walmart.
Yeah.
You know, somewhere where bath salts and meth are stocking stuffers.
Yeah, they're right at the counter as an impulse buy.
Yes.
I'm just wondering.
I was in a band for a while called Bath Salt Margaritas.
Oh,
we ate each other up.
So, you sing? You're a musician? Well, I didn't know you were in a band.
I do sing. I'm not in a band right now. I like to make up lyrics. I like to make up jazz lyrics in particular, but yeah, it's a personal thing. I'm told that I'm very good and that I should take it more seriously, but it's like a personal joy thing.
Yeah.
And I'm establishing this studio in Maryland in my aging parents' home for my niece and I, and then I'll just hand it over to my niece when it is done, so she has a place to chill at grandma's. But I'm not warming my voice up every day. I have a 3-octave voice. I was trained at Duke Ellington School for the Arts. I have over like 30 years of voice training
Well,
under
you
my
you
belt.
shouldn't have announced that you got, because now GD's going to show up there, because it's in Maryland. It's a studio.
I never show up anywhere uninvited except for home.
I was
Oh.
going to have GD as my first guest on my Elizabethan podcast, but then my father cracked his skull falling down the steps, and I shut down for the summer. And then I learned that Spotify is running recruiting ads for ICE, and I don't want to support Spotify. So again, it's food for thought. Maui, Rob Digman, that sponsors my podcast, and he and I are going to put it up on YouTube, and that's supposed to happen sometime this week.
Wow.
And then I was thinking that I might even, I don't know, because 2025 was the year of Elizabeth being a no-show on commitments. I hope it makes me look elusive and difficult to access rather
That
than
depends.
flaky.
If you have lots of money, then you're difficult to access, and but if you're broke like me, you just fuck him.
See, first of all,
I'm thinking about doing 2 podcasts, but I'm not set up to do, like, I do an Elizabethan podcast, which is my personal podcast, since I couldn't get guests into my studio, which was my garage, and my mother may or may not come down from her bedroom into the basement and tell me that she could hear every word I've said on this podcast.
ooh,
God forbid. Right? This is like when I'm writing you, like, I gotta change where I'm broadcasting from. I went into the garage, but the garage, I mean, I've been cleaning the house since my mother had a stroke for a number of years. And so the garage is not, like it got mostly guest accessible and acceptable to my level of hospitality to have GD come and be on a guest on my podcast. But then it goes through stages. Then it got trashed again because I was moving, mouse shit, cardboard, all of the neglected things out to the garage to sweep it out to the garbage. Yes, I'm on everyone's podcast discussing garbage, mouse shit, and cardboard, but it's part of my life. Part of my dad's madness, since he was an engineer, is putting a box within a box within a box with 4 boxes in those boxes and a box in each box. He's like the Russian doll maker.
I was about to say, it sounds like a Russian egg nesting doll.
Maybe he is the Russian asset. I'll have to get him in a lucid moment and see if he ever went through an MK Ultra hazing at the DOJ or Interior, maybe labor. I don't know. But
wow.
yeah, so then I go to break down the boxes and I have to undo the madness, the Russian dolls.
Undo the Madness. I think that should be the name of the podcast. That would get a lot of
Undo the Madness. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking Antifa Social Gardening Club, because I really want to.
Well, I've been biting my
I really
tongue
want to lean into that domestic terrorist thing. Like, really?
Try not to jinx myself on something, because you just brought up the location of the podcast, and I've been doing this from this dopey little room for 7 years.
Okay, I love your dopey little room. It looks like you're inside a UFO think tank.
Somebody has offered me, a major network has offered me a position to be a technical director. They're giving me a supposedly finalizing this in January, a mobile studio to drive around the United States to do some video production for a reality TV show, and that I would be able to put my own podcast studio in that and take it around and actually get guests. I'm not sure.
Wow.
I haven't heard the actual details of the contract yet, so and I probably just jinxed myself out of it by talking about it. But
What is the reality show? Like,
you know what?
your
The
dick is
details
bigger
of
than
that are a
mine.
little bit
Stop
weird
hitting
too.
me in the head.
Yeah, all I've been told
Why do
is
people fight me?
yeah.
How about the real open mics of Texas or something?
No, it's not comedy. Well, it's supposed to be like man on the street stuff about politics and stuff.
Oh,
And
nice.
I wouldn't be the host of it. I would just be the technical director, videographer, editor on a remote basis. I don't know who the host would be, who's actually going out and doing the man on the street stuff, political stuff. But it
Oh
sounded
my
like something I
gosh.
would be really interested in. So I said yes.
Yeah.
And they said, well, you'll get the contracts in January to look over. And I was like, I don't know. I kind of want to stay home. I'm old.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
I do. The idea of having a mobile studio, when I was young, that was my wet dream. I mean, just having a studio built into a mobile home that I could go
Yeah,
anywhere.
that sounds sweet, actually, you know.
Yeah.
And it all depends on who the host is, you know. I hate to have like someone from CBS these days with Barry Weiss running that
At
be your
some point,
host, you know.
yeah.
Look, it's Antifa. Get them. We're here.
But on the other hand, there are a lot of really, really good people who are out of work because they've been pushed out of like CBS and NBC and stuff like that. So you could wind up with like the next Lester Holt, you know, because they were kicked out.
I think it better to Lester Holt, Jesus, like one of these kids, like the Adam Mocklers or the Luke Beasley. No, it's not going to be them. They got their own.
Tell them
going.
to hire me, Matt.
Yeah.
I'll be
You
the
know
host.
what? That would be excellent. You would be good.
It would. I'd be great.
Except you'd end up beating up a lot of people.
No, they have to throw the first punch.
I think I don't think MAGA has a problem throwing the first punch.
No, they don't. It's like I've been assaulted for just being a woman that dares to look men directly in the eyes 4 times. Four times. Threatened. Like I felt threatened twice, and then I was like the one dude attempted to kiss me on the lips in front of strangers, and then I forget the other one. Let's not remember it.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I'm not in a camp yet. That's like,
yeah, Jesus. They don't seem to have, and they look for a fight where there is no fight so many times. Like they will just take a hey, hello and what are you, a leftist radical scumbag? What a I said hello.
Yeah.
Where it's bizarre how they just look for reasons to start like a war or something.
Oh yeah.
And this is the thing I keep coming back to. We didn't used to be this way. Remember when we could somehow, well, not like we were all kumbaya hugging and all this stuff, but we were never at each other's throats or this divided. What changed?
Well, yeah.
What changed? There's one thing that changed. Can you guess what it is? It's an orange man.
Orange man.
I was going to say climate change, but that's not true. So
you know what? My wife hasn't come back from the beach yet. I'm a little concerned.
Has changed. You know, I don't know. I was going to say stochastic terrorism and the tolerance of stochastic terrorism from the campaign trail. But what do I know? I'm just a woman that's been crying stochastic terrorism since the first time Donald Trump said he supported people being assaulted by cops. And give him a little extra hit on the head. What? It's just so boring and patriarchal and real thuggish. You know, I like a little sophistication in my patriarchy. John Fugelsang, he's a great patriarch that I can enjoy and talk to. I don't like caveman patriarchy where they club you over the head and drag you to the cave and you might be food, or
I'm gonna reach back out to Fugelsang today because he had said he was going to be on the podcast, and then when I told him how early in the morning it was, I haven't heard back from him since.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, you got to have John on the show.
Yeah, and I'm confused by him because people call him there's all sorts of YouTube stuff that
People
call him a
what?
pastor.
People call him a
A
pastor?
pastor. Yeah, and I'm like, he's not a pastor. He's a radio talk show host, comedian. And then last week he said he's never been called a Jew so much in there's a way of saying a Jew and a Jew, and he's like people just call him a Jew all the time now, and it's like I thought you were a Christian. Now I'm really confused because I never thought he was a pastor, but he knows the Bible inside and out.
Yeah,
But
his mom was a nun, and his father was a Franciscan priest, if I recall correctly.
wow,
So he knows the Bible. It is his life work
yeah.
to take on these Christians. I get very tired of it. I know what the Bible is and how it was assembled and how we mostly follow Paul, who never met Jesus in the first place. And there are books ripped out sitting in the Catholic libraries that people will never see. They ripped out the books of Mary Magdalene, allegedly had a book. Sophia, the goddess of the divine feminine, often represented as a snake, and in early Christianity, saved Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden. She's all diminished. And I'm really not impressed, man. And it's like John Fugelsang is taking these idiots on that by this hook, line, and sinker, and I cheer him on for that.
Yeah.
But then
So
I'm like,
do I.
okay, John, I'll be over here in the corner waiting for you to enjoy a little chaos and matriarchy.
That's what I love about him, because he points out how all of these phony Christians don't care about Jesus at all. They don't know.
Man.
Yeah, and
yeah. He's a beautiful soul. I love him.
There's an atheist guy I've been following on YouTube who was pointing out Charlie Kirk's swindle. And this will get me some hate.
Which swindle? The swindle that he was swindling, or the swindle that swindled him?
The typical. You remember the movie Leap of Faith? I think it was Steve Martin, where the pastor has the thing in his ear.
Yes.
So apparently at the time, Erica Kirk was going around with cards and asking people what they wanted to talk to Charlie about. And he had a earpiece in his ear. And when people would go up there, he said, "You want to talk about such and such?" And this guy set her up. He gave her a card of stuff that he didn't want to talk about. And as soon as Charlie Kirk said, "You want to ask me about slavery in the Bible?" He said, "No, that's what I told the woman who you're talking to you in your earpiece right now." And Charlie kind of fluffed right over that. Didn't want the crowd to hear that. Like, moving on, and let's talk about slavery in the Bible. That's not what I want to talk about.
Oz.
Yeah. So
pay no attention to the curtain.
Yeah, beautiful stuff.
And that's not really even a big deal. I mean, you want to screen people, town halls for politics, screening questions.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal, man.
Yeah, but I think she went even further, like, what points do you want to make and all this stuff. So prepared him. He's going to say this. Now get ready. He's going to say this. And she would cherry pick who was going to get up to talk to him and all that stuff. And it's not so much that. You're right. That's not a big deal. But the crowd isn't aware of that. And when they see Charlie doing this, like, wow, he's so fucking smart. He knows exactly what this guy's going to say before he says it. And that's the impression he's giving out. I think
if Charlie was really smart, he would have known that he was in a den of thieves and liars.
Yeah, if he was really smart, he would.
But he was making a lot of money, so money blinds people.
He did, according to reports here on Long Island, out in Montauk that summer, turned down $100 million from Netanyahu. According to, maybe he just maybe he's got immune to the "I don't need another 100 million. I got enough."
I don't know that they were grossing that much. I heard numbers of Turning Point USA being worth 17 million, but I don't know if that was one event.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was, pre-murder, post-murder. Post-murder, Erica Kirk is doing like the Elvis tour of grieving. Like I've never, I've never seen someone so happy to grieve with everybody.
I just got to point out the power of Elizabeth Croydon here. If you're not noticing right now, and I'm sure the chat room, if people are still with us over there, this is the most silent GD has ever been on this program. I mean, the power of Elizabeth to kind of make GD just not say anything. He's become Ron Kane. She turned him into Ron Kane. Do you see that? With
No, because if I was Ron Kane, I'd be pushing sound buttons and sound effects.
And also you'd be saying that everybody's bi.
And when I finally opened my mouth, I would have said, well, this country is technically bisexual in nature.
Right. Exactly.
Does
I'm
GD
not
need
Ron
to
Kane.
say anything? He's got beautiful, pretty, long, authentic dreads. He's got high cheekbones, a nice smile. Isn't he just the eye candy?
Yeah, no, yes, he can be.
When is he coming out with his calendar?
I just know that at one person in particular, Slaptail, likes to pick on GD because
don't send your wife to beat me up, GD.
Wouldn't do that. I'm not that guy. And I haven't done a calendar since the 90s.
But that was you, right?
I did a calendar in the 90s.
Caribbean King, right?
No, it wasn't Caribbean King. It was, gosh, I don't even know if I can find that. But that got passed around.
Wearing the same thing.
He's lying, by the way. He's done plenty of calendars. He's done like the Advent.
No, I've only done one.
He's done the Advent calendar. He's done.
Oh, no, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about posing in it.
I know what you're talking
about. Oh, yeah. And they got passed around my job like crazy.
Candace Owen is ripping into the Charlie Kirk thing pretty hard. She's taking that on. And
it seems to be like he is the new conspiracy theories just want to sprout up Charlie Kirk conspiracy theories every day about who was behind the real story, because Cash Patel is just full of shit or is incompetent and giving the bad story. Everybody's got a different Charlie Kirk conspiracy every day, to the point where on Rumble, Charlie Kirk is a category of live streams. There's
the
a
FBI is conducting a giant search, but all I see is the bridge of a nose. What? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's completely incompetent. Lots of open ends. And then Candace Owens came out with the claim that they were all attending some sort of military meeting the night before.
Right. And
he did turn down Netanyahu's money. That's always problematic, it seems. I don't want Neti Pot offering me money.
Did you see that Netanyahu
I don't even want him
night,
to know my name.
Netanyahu last night came out and said that Hitler did not want to kill the Jews. It was a Muslim that talked them into it.
Oh, yeah. He's big on that. Yeah.
That is so, like,
he said that
the Prime Minister of Israel is trying to make excuses for Adolf Hitler right now. Just sit with that for a second and think.
Yeah, no, we excused Doctors Without Borders. My dad was shocked. My poor father, he's an octogenarian. He's 81. He's lived with MS since he was 27. And he comes down the steps. He served DOJ, Labor, Interior, and he sits around the radio. He's got a little transistor radio that he sits around. And I liken it to World War II. He looks like a little boy huddled around his radio. And he said, Liz, Doctors Without Borders was sent home. And I said, yeah, Dad, they're going to kill everyone in Gaza who doesn't want to be a waiter or a suntan lotion boy, a cabana boy.
Wow.
And they're kicking out the doctors because they don't give a fuck who lives or dies in there.
Yeah.
They're it's genocide. This ain't rock and roll. This is genocide. And then you have people that suffer PTSD and CPTSD on an ancestral level, remembering what happened in World War II and being easily manipulated by flying into fits of protecting Israel. And I get accused a lot of being anti-Israeli. I would love to go to Israel. I don't mind Israel being there. I'd like to go to Palestine as well. The
Wow.
two-state solution was pretty cool as far as I was concerned, but Netanyahu put Hamas in charge to cut back on the chances of there being a two-state solution. Who was it? There was one prime minister who really tracked terrorism and really gave a fuck about shutting it down instead of financing it to his advantage.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name, but he tracked all the terrorists through money and shut down their accounts. And that actually caught on worldwide. It was novel at the time he was doing it. And Netanyahu had funneled money to Hamas. So, it's
I
like
think the time you're talking about, there was kind of like a split in Israel. Like there were two different co-prime ministers or something, right? This during like the Obama administration.
if you were to throw prime minister names at me, I'd be like, that guy.
Menachem Begin.
I don't think it was Begin. But Begin did a lot. He was good. He was cool.
Yeah.
This guy is a fucking bastard. He's just a
he always was, yeah. Right from I remember him standing on rooftops.
Salesman of a global political terrorist. Yeah. And I really hope this show does not get a lot of hits because I already got kicked off of X and I don't need Netanyahu breathing down my throat. I picked up the Green Party's Palestine platform when I ran for Congress in memory of my late friend. And people get very rambunctious about Palestine, Yeah. I really didn't think that picking up because I didn't have a solution. I don't mind. Israel is there. It's established. So I'm happy to recognize it. And I recognize the trauma of World War II.
It was probably either Shamir or Perez. I think they were like overlapping or something. Itzhak Shamir and Shimon Peres. I think they had that two-state. They were pushing for the two-state.
Okay.
Solution. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think that's who started tracking the terrorists, though, through their bank accounts. I don't think it was Begin. But see, like the name Edie, I think Edie Rabin. I think that's Idi Amin. Idi Amin is someone from another country. That's not that's not Israel. And that's the name that's stuck in my head. See,
he was the guy who tried to give me a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, except the bacon was actually GD's foreskin.
Naphtali Bennett? No, that's too recent.
No.
Olmert?
No.
Ariel Sharon. No, we already said
that's
that.
Ariel Sharon.
Sharon.
Or as I like to call him, Sharon.
Yeah. Ariel Shannon. Yeah.
Okay, that's from 2001, 2006.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Now, we're all going to be labeled as anti-Semites and be threatened because Netanyahu, just for saying this two-state solution makes sense, Netanyahu threatened Ireland and what was the other one? Oh, I forget the other country he threatened. Norway. Poor Norway.
Norway, yeah. They're so aggressive in Norway.
I know.
All those
always picking a fight with
all
nobody.
those trees and hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Norway.
Yeah. So back to you. Are you staying busy or are you taking I mean, you're doing the screenplay thing and trying to get your film made, but are you going out and performing now or are you I know you
I'm
did
open to it. I'm open to it. This movie really has my attention. I have to cook on the screenplay. I have to jam pretty hard. I have 120 pages, but I need to create more. I have to go through the original screenplay and pick out what is child friendly. I had an R-rated version before, and now I want it to be rated G, as in as in, gee, I'd like to win a couple Oscars, but
PG, can't we just settle at PG? I mean, you have to go right from R to G.
well, I it's challenging. I mean, it may wind up being PG. It may wind up being PG-13, but
Yeah.
I'm working to make it as child accessible as possible.
I would just put a shot of Phoebe Cates's tits in there, and then all of a sudden it's PG, right? She takes the thing off in the swimming pool, and then all of a sudden
Phoebe
you got a PG.
Cates. I don't know who Phoebe Cates is. I'm sorry.
Fast times it hit
Oh,
Ridgemont
Phoebe
High.
Cates. Oh,
Yeah,
Phoebe.
yeah. She
Yeah,
took.
no Phoebe shots. There
Yeah.
will be no Phoebes, and no Bee Gees. Actually, if I can afford a soundtrack, maybe there might be Bee Gees.
Our
I don't
dear
know.
friend John Beaver says, "How dare they talk shit about Norway? That will incur my wrath. My podcast
Right,
is huge on Norway."
right.
I've never heard him mention Norway ever before.
Well, yeah,
Here,
Slaptail's mentioned a few times.
I have a
Really?
funny story about a true anti-Semite. Okay, he's just ignorant. This guy is so ignorant. Okay. But he's charismatic, just like Trump, and he's a criminal, lowbrow criminal, just like Trump. Has incredible either extortion or sales skills, depending on the day and the way you look at it. Okay, 6'5" with none of the discipline of Steven Seagal, and all of the weight and the power behind him. Right.
There's a lot of weight.
And he excels at these pyramid sales schemes, where you sell X amount of product and then you get some employees and you have the employees sell for you and then you get another percentage and you move on up the pyramid chain. And he moved up the pyramid chain of an Israeli beauty product. It was really good. I liked it. I got
Well,
free samples. uh Called like Dead Sea something. Dead Sea scrub or Dead Sea skincare, right? No, it's right there in Israel if you look at a map. Okay. He's selling the bejeebus out of this Dead Sea beauty product, and he's bad
I
mouthing the
think
Jewish
scaring the
people all
Bamoses,
the
not
way. What?
yeah, scaring the
What?
Bamoses, not the bejesus.
Oh yeah,
Bamoses.
he's scaring the bemoses out of people, not the bejeebus. Although they don't believe in bejeebus, so maybe the bemoses scared the bejeebus.
Yeah.
Uh, but he's bagging on the Jewish people all the way through his acceleration up the chain.
Yeah.
And he's like the number one salesperson in the country for this beauty product. And so the owners of the company decide they're going to throw him the biggest thank you party ever. And so they go all out. They rent a beach for him. They rent part of a beach so it's private. They put a bonfire in there. They've got lobsters and crabs and crayfish, and they went all out, open bar, booze drinking. But and then in the middle of this party, in his honor, he realizes that he's been working for Jewish people the entire time. And he breaks out at this party. He's like, "You're all Jewish?"
Wow. Speaking of beaches and bonfires, you think I should go check on my ex-wife?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, she should have been home by
It's,
now.
if I had a beautiful man hunk that was going out, taking care of themselves, dipping their balls in freezing water for me, I
My
wouldn't be
God.
on a podcast making fun of anti-Semites. But
Right.
here I am.
Yeah. Well, we thank you for
Nazis are my favorite punching bag. I love to punch the Nazis.
it's
I
just,
have no comedy shows scheduled at the moment. We're trying to pile drive through this movie, and it's the one thing I want to make before I die.
God bless you for two things: focus, to be able to put your focus into something, and then have the determination to see it through. That's where I've started 2 books in the last 7 years. Haven't finished either one of them. One, I thought I had finished it and was ready to publish it, and then I was like,
But
I
this
made the mistake of
podcast
reading it.
goes on daily for 5 days a week, and you archive it. So
Yeah.
let's not bag on you. No, no.
It definitely is more work than it seems. People think I just come on here for 2.5 hours and and that's a big part of it. But then afterwards, setting up the buckets, fighting with the rappers who that morning where I got assaulted. This guy, a music promoter on Facebook, said, "I have lots of artists. Anybody doing music interviews on their podcast?" I said, "Yeah, we have. I love music." He booked up 3 months worth of rappers on the program, and then the first 4 went really well. We had some good stuff on there. They all wanted to come back and all this stuff, and then the next one, a guy gave me the wrong name. And he sent me the wrong Spotify link to a different rapper who was way more successful than him. And he tried to log on. He was having all sorts of difficulties with that. And he was answering questions with yep or nope. Now, the guy, the bio he sent me, he was supposedly discovered by L.A. Reid. That's not him. He didn't get discovered by L.A. Reid, and then was signed by Justin Bieber. So I asked him, "Are you still friends? Are you still in touch with L.A. Reid?" "Oh, yeah, sort of." No, he never even met the guy. And then, "Are you still on Bieber's label?" "Oh yeah." Like, no, he's lying to me. What was that? What did you just do, CD? What was that?
I'm sorry. I am so tickled. But I want to share it with my wife before I share it with anybody else. So go ahead.
Wow.
I'll be back.
All right, go share it with your wife.
Okay, yay.
Anyway, the guy, and then
Look at my power. Now he's leaving the screen.
Yeah. So the guy is answering every question I throw at him with either yep or nope. And I said, "Have you done podcast interviews before?" "Yep." It doesn't seem like it. You got nothing to say. Yep and nope is not what you're on here for.
Yep.
And then in between his yep and nope, he's texting to his promoter saying that I'm dissing him by playing the wrong guy's music, which is the music he sent me. And
That's crazy.
It's the podcast promoter. Now, this is that day that I got attacked at the grocery store.
Wow.
And the podcast promoter saying, "You're not cool, man. You're dissing my artists." I was like, "Well, then, you know what? Cancel all your artists." So the guy went, "Done." And he said he canceled all 3 months, next 3 months of rappers that he had scheduled on here.
Oh, good. Because,
right. Well, I was fine with that.
It doesn't sound like he's very professional.
Yeah. So I went to my Calendly, and then he didn't unschedule any of them. They were all still scheduled there. So I was unscheduling them, and where it says reason why, I said, "Your promoter doesn't approve of my podcast." Then he calls me up and says, "Why are you telling all these people I don't approve of you?" I said, "Because she said so in a DM to me."
All right, that reeks of like part fentanyl, oxycontin, and coke. That's like that's someone that is not regulating themselves very well. Maybe throw in some sugar rushes. Maybe meth puts holes in your brain. So,
all right, now we're ready for the big reveal.
Yeah, we're waiting for the reveal.
What's about?
Okay, it's a half of a reveal. I'm not going to tell everything, but okay, Matt, Matt,
take your shirt off.
Matt, we have a mutual acquaintance who's writing a book, right? They sent you the we just talked about it. They want to mail you the copy of the book when it's out.
Take your shirt off.
You know who I'm talking about?
No, I don't, but that's I'll figure it out. Go ahead.
They want me to write the foreword for the book.
Oh,
that's nice.
Wow.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
How well do you know this person?
How much
We've
are they
been
going
best
to pay
friends
you?
for 10 minutes now.
Well,
he's been my best friend for 10 minutes.
That's the thing. Like to ask somebody to write the foreword for your book, I feel like you should have like a really strong connection. You can't just ask somebody you've known for 10 minutes or even 10 weeks or even like I thought, asking GD to write the foreword for one of my books. And it's like, you know what? I've only known him 2 or 3 years. I would probably should have somebody who I've known for 50 years. I don't know. That's going to be a forward all about
What does
GD's
Flaptail
mom
Beaver
and her rape.
say? That's going to be a forward of about
GD's mom and her rape. Now you could have said that.
what?
You could have left the
And
rape
her
out.
what? GD's mom and her what?
Rape.
Rape?
Rape. Like, yeah, he's making rape jokes on my show. This
What?
slap-tailed rape guy.
On GD's mom? I'll come fuck him up.
I know.
Where-
Let's
No,
all.
look, there's nothing that I haven't talked about in my comedy.
Oh,
Yeah,
your
but-
mother is the survivor, GD?
Well, no,
He-
she's dead now.
Aren't you the? No, you're not
Okay,
I
kind
thought
of
you were the
funny,
product
but
of
I'm
that
asking
that
if she
rape, right,
survived the
GD?
rape. What?
Yes. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
she did.
GD is only here because of that rape, so I guess it's something he
Oh.
should be grateful for.
No, my brother was the product of the rape. I'm
Oh.
only here. I was
You were revenge from the rape.
yes, I was the revenge. My mother says, "You want to do that to me? Then we're going to have this little bastard here."
Wow.
So
Kind of the opposite of my story. I was
Wow.
I was
Good.
the forgiveness for my father cheating on my mother with her best friend, and I think fathering a daughter that is my half sister that my ex brother doesn't even acknowledge. But so I was kind of the makeup sex after 2 or 3 years, 2 years after that. So
Joan Rivers has this hilarious joke that it just cracked me up. She was saying that I'm sorry.
I love Joan.
She was telling the story on Johnny Carson that she was an unwanted child, and her proof is that she was born with a coat hanger in her ear.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
I'm an unwanted adult. So
I'm
I
waiting to be aborted
that is
any
such
day.
a good joke. I wish it wasn't on national television. I would love to.
You'd love to
to be able
feel
to-
it. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying? You guys?
Yes, yes, because I was an
greedy
unwanted
little
child
thief.
too. My mother tried everything but the coat hangers because she didn't want to damage herself, just me.
Yeah, that
So
coat
I
hanger
got
thing
this-
is the most brutal. I don't know how much that really went on, but if it did, that is so fucking
There
barbaric.
were a lot of deaths. You know where the belly room from the Comedy Store is? You've both been to the Comedy Store? There are 3 stages, and the upstairs belly room is dedicated to female comics because that was where the mob had illegal abortions conducted during the day.
Yeah, but it
And
was
it is-
Ciro's, right?
Yes. And it is said that it is haunted by the nurse who conducted these abortions. And one time I was doing a show for National Lampoon called Master Debaters. And I'm very proud to say that I'm knighted in the name of Animal House's 25th anniversary. But the second show didn't really go that well, and my ego was hung on it. Okay. I didn't understand that it was already set up for me to lose. So I was really upset that I lost because the debate was women are or are not funny. And I did my impression of Mitzi Shore giving birth to Sam Kinison from her head, much like Zeus gave birth to Athena. And I lost. And I went out the studio still mic'd. I forgot I was mic'd. And I just went, I had my practice weapons with me just to get my energy up. You know, I'm a non-violent martial artist and a non-violent martial art, but I had my practice weapons. And so, you know, just to get the adrenaline out, I went to go get my weapons to do some kata. I was that upset about it. They had thought that I had trashed the set on purpose, but but I went to slap my hand on the podium. No one told me that the podium, you know, we didn't get a walkthrough on the set. And no one told me that the podium was just a music stand, an elementary school music stand with a facade around it. So I slapped my hand on the table the facade falls apart. So now they think I'm trashing the studio. They see me leaving the studio really angry. And one of the producers goes out and fake laughs at me and tells me how genius I am because they're used to like these ego tears that are all driven by their ego. And I'm considering Sabuku because I did an impression of Mitzi Short, the woman who's given birth to countless comedians, birthing Sam Kinison from her head, and I lost, right? I'm just mortified. I'm reliving like childhood trauma. I'm putting myself in the corner, and I don't know what to do after this afternoon shoot. I'm so upset. So I just drive to the Comedy Store and I go upstairs to the office where one of the door people and the talent coordinator is. And I'm just, tears are just like a faucet. And he's like, Liz, you need to go clean yourself up. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. And I'm like, and I go into the bathroom of the belly room. And there's no window in the belly room. Bathroom. There's hardly, there may be one vent. It may be that much up to spec. But all of a sudden, while I'm washing my hands, this wind, and a forceful wind, strong enough to blow the door shut with the door stopper in the door, comes out of nowhere because there are no windows, there's no place for wind to come. And all of a sudden, this like beautiful, tingly energy falls all over me, and I feel hugged from behind, and all of my stress and sadness just leave. And I felt like I was in the presence of this loving, nurturing woman. And people think that I met the ghost of the nurse who conducted all these abortions
I
for.
think there are several ghosts
Oh,
in
there
that.
are.
Yeah. If you believe in ghosts. Now,
No, I
you know-
do. I do. I'm a professional medium. I've been paid to answer questions from the dead, and I conducted a historical ghost tour around the White House, citing documented ghost stories from the White House down to what is called what was called Murder Bay. It's now called Federal Triangle.
The
But
problem is there are too many mediums, and there's no larges or smalls in the psychic world.
right,
Everybody's a medium.
right.
Um,
I should
Yeah, and when
retitle myself
you're selling
extra
merch, that's the first to
largesse.
go.
Say that again?
I said when you're selling merch, that's the first size to go. The mediums
Yeah.
and the smalls, that's it.
Right. I'm really curious about this White House because I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, go for it.
Joey Gaynor did a thing about the ghost in the basement of the Comedy Store, and I'll come back
I
to
don't
that.
know
But
Joey.
the White House stuff was really interesting because you have
Mm.
Kennedy lost a baby there, right? And Abe Lincoln had lost a baby. Like, what kind of?
Well, okay, so the White House is reputed to be like the most haunted portal for supernatural activity. It is one of the most documented because the Secret Service are there 24 hours a day to protect the president. And it's actually Abe and his wife, Mary Todd Lincoln, who are held responsible in, I don't know, in the general public eye, for making the White House a portal to the supernatural because they were spiritualists. And after their 11-year-old child died, they began having seances at the White House to talk to their children. I think both kids died, if I'm not mistaken, before their parents perished. Wow. And Lincoln is actually one of the most reported ghosts at the White House. Let's see. The Queen of the Netherlands was staying in the Lincoln bedroom. And like 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, there's a banging on her door. And she gets up to answer it. No one's there. The Secret Service have documented all of the report. she hears the banging again, and now she's really going to read the riot act to whoever's disturbing Her Majesty. So she gets up, she opens the door, and there's Lincoln standing there with his top hat and his overcoat, looking at her like, what are you doing here? She screams bloody murder. The Secret Service come running. She says, oh my God, I've seen the president. They're like, he's asleep. She's like, not that president, President Lincoln. You know, they're like, Lincoln's dead, lady. She's like, he's like, check the coffin. I want a room change. So she gets her room changed immediately. And then the last person to stay in the Lincoln bedroom was Winston Churchill. And Winston Churchill had a self-care routine that consisted of brandy or scotch, brandy, something, cognac, I don't know, and his cigar. And he would take these long baths. So he's there, he's bathing himself, he's chuffing on his cigar, he's got his brandy snifter. He gets up out of the tub in his birthday suit, obviously. He's not a Mormon, not wearing the garment. And he comes into the bedroom, and there's Lincoln in his top hat and coat, sitting on the edge of the bed, looking at him like, what are you doing in my bedroom? And the report and myth around this experience follows that Winston Churchill said, I'm afraid, sir, you've caught me at an imposition. And then promptly asked for a room change. And that was the last time anyone slept in the Lincoln bedroom. It turns out that it was never Lincoln's bedroom. It was Lincoln's war room. That's where Lincoln went to strategize for the Civil War.
Wow.
And so he was pissed off. These dignitaries were lazing around his strategy room. And he would be seen walking up and down, and apparently reports still go on to this day that when we are in national crisis, Lincoln's ghost appears pacing the halls of the second floor. And I don't know if you've heard this before, but apparently Lincoln was bisexual.
I heard that, yeah.
Okay.
The Marines, right? Yeah.
You know, those who know don't say, those who say don't know. I try to only pay, I was raised to pay attention to people's work. So celebrities' private lives and, you know, politicians and dignitaries' private lives, I don't pay close attention to. Although I see that's where the tea is at, and maybe I've been missing out. So anyway, where am I? Oh, okay. So he's walking up and down these halls when we're in national crisis, and the Secret Service are reporting being groped. And so you can Google this. I forget who the name is. And I don't have my script handy at the desk that I'm reporting to you guys at. But a specific Secret Service agent said, hey, man, my guys are on edge. They're getting their ass groped by a ghost. They're scared out of their mind because they swear they feel a hand on them. So let's just throw a seance and ask President Lincoln to back off. So that's how strong
Except
that
our new guy,
was.
Herbie, he's wondering why he hasn't been groped yet, and he feels a little...
right? So that's Lincoln's ghost story.
And
You
the
know what?
the female agents are going, now you know how it feels.
Yeah, well,
Right. Me too.
you know
Me
what?
too.
I'm glad you got your ass groped in the White House. Get off my show. Oh, that's my fallback line. You think there's still ghost stories now that there's a demon living in that a demon in the main bedroom?
Oh my gosh, right? What was he throwing out the window that day? Did you see that stuff get tossed, just chucked out the window?
Yeah.
like white trash from Florida moved in. Just like I was waiting for the toilet to go, like waiting for some drywall to come out the window. Like, are we shooting the jerk again? What is going on?
Exactly.
You know? I don't know. because I won't go near the White House anymore.
I don't think that's what I wanted to ask you. They can't still do tours, right? Because he's got, you
They
can't. I
canceled
got.
the tours. They demolished the East Wing. I don't know if they put the tours back in. I doubt it. And the atmosphere has changed. I'm not kidding you when I say you can distinctly, if you're a liberated woman, you can distinctly feel the Christian MAGA fascism. Because, here's the thing, everyone's like, oh, we're so evolved. We have, the nuclear bomb. We have all of these military capabilities, etc. It's really evolution's about cooperation, and mothers teach cooperation. So who do you want to go to control first? If you're looking to divide people, you want to control the mothers and the women and how
Yeah,
they have the children. And frankly, if you ask me, and I know I haven't been asked, but I'll volunteer the information.
that's
To,
fine.
to me, while I romanticize the idea of marriage and finding a great man hunk who can tolerate me for, I don't know, the next 30, 40, 150 years. Who knows how long we'll live. Um, but to me, marriage is like the greatest swindle of women's power. Like we and we are taught and groomed. We have been taught and groomed so long to look at it as a survival choice and technique. Uh, and we have to we lose our name. We have to take the name of the man. And then we are in service to giving babies, having babies. And if you look at every fascist or oppressed people, the women have a low status. They are in the house and they're putting out babies, and that's it. That's where their self-esteem and their
Keep them
value is
barefoot and
supposed to come
pregnant.
from.
Yeah, keep them barefoot
Right.
and pregnant. That's that's kind of the American way, isn't it? Keep them barefoot and pregnant.
It's what I hear. It's what I hear. I'm still waking up and having brunch all to myself, and I can see the jealousy in a lot of women's eyes, But on the
Yeah,
other hand, I pay a price for that. I'm a moving target because I don't have a wedding ring. I get assumed to be a whore if I go out to socialize because I don't have a wedding ring. I'm not showing up with a man on my arm. On the other hand, if I show up with a man on my arm in show business, that man is going to be judged, and a lot of men are going to hate me because they're already going to think that man is getting my pussy. And they're
yeah,
already jealous and they're making decisions about it. So I don't show up with a man on my arm and I don't discuss my romantic life. And
yeah.
and I prefer to remain unmarried because I don't want to lose myself in someone else's ego. I mean, there are a lot of great men out there, and I'm looking at two of them right now on this podcast. Uh, yeah. uh, GD. But look at what Dostoevsky is. It Dostoevsky that it's a
I
Russian
wish you would.
writer.
I wish you would do that every morning on the show from now on. That kind of ooh, and I'll take a little something to enhance it a little bit, and we could just whoa.
It's great.
Yeah.
But Dostoevsky, I think, is the author that abused his wife, and his wife spent her life transposing his work. Fuck you.
Yeah. Right.
I can write.
Yeah.
What is it? Zelda Fitzgerald and Scott Fitzgerald, same sort of thing. Penny Marshall and Rob Reiner split up over different irreconcilable differences that are akin to these competitive issues.
Penny Marshall still alive?
No, she passed away.
Wow.
She made $100 million with Big.
Wow.
Yeah. I had the privilege of seeing some of her private collection at Tracy Reiner's house in Taos when I lived there. I just think the world of Penny Marshall. She was, I mean, Big is such a detailed movie.
Yeah.
And then, Alice Guy Blanche, Alice Guy is like a leader in an inventor of the cinema. She created the narrative. She wrote, I think, over 1,000 movies. You don't hear about her in history. She's completely erased. Like,
Right.
if Rob Reiner had been Roberta Reiner and Trump had said the things that he said about Rob Reiner, but he said them about Roberta Reiner, oh, I'm sure Joe Rogan and the guys wouldn't have a problem with what he had to say. It's
I
just
don't.
another girl.
I don't know. They could say he's saying the same. And listen, she's not dead yet, but he wishes she was. Marjorie Taylor Greene. He's saying some really rotten stuff about her, and a lot of the MAGA people are not liking that. So I'll give him a little bit of credit.
But he's one of their she's one of their own.
I hope that she finds some really good mushrooms and a couple good left-wing deadheads to like chill out and deprogram, maybe open her eyes. But hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. I hope she reads those Epstein, the list of the accused on the congressional floor, as she has promised to do.
Yeah.
And
So
Trump
for
has said, "You'll hurt my
anybody,
friends."
anybody in the audience, you shouldn't be surprised we're kind of dipping our toe in politics here with Elizabeth on the program, but we shouldn't be surprised. And we do it every day anyway. As much as I know,
So sorry about that.
No, they shouldn't be surprised if we've dipped our toe. What they should be surprised if we just stop at the toe.
Right.
Right.
Right now, we're past knee deep.
No,
I'm skinny dip. I skinny
we're
dip
dipping our
in
testicles in freezing water here today.
politics.
Yes.
Yeah, right now I just dipped my wick in politics.
Right.
I encountered a ghost. I encountered the ghost of President Ulysses S. Grant when I was doing the White House tours,
Was he drunk?
as my script described it. And let's see, by then I had like 30 years as a professional medium psychic off and on. I don't really like to exploit it. I like to use it for my own artistic needs and messaging.
Was Grant drunk? Because the rumors were that he was drunk his entire presidency.
Yeah, he was pulled over for like drunken horse riding, and he just rode away. He was like, "Hi-ho, Silver."
That's a great.
Or
I'm getting pulled over for riding while intoxicated.
"Hi-ho, Patron Silver, away."
Yeah.
But, he hated being president. He would escape whenever he could. He loathed that other people would schedule his time, so he would leave the White House whenever he could, out a side door, a servant entrance, and he would light his cigar as soon as he got out, and he'd walk across the street to the Willard, one of the oldest hotels, if not the oldest hotel in Washington, D.C., started by Fred Willard, the boat builder, the ship builder. And he would go to the round robin there, and he would have a mint julep as introduced to Washington society by Henry Clay. What?
That's a terrible drink.
I love it. Yeah, but I mean, I only like it the way the round robin makes it.
You know what? I got to be fair. I only had one once at a Kentucky Derby, and it was just like, you know what? Racetrack mint julep.
The round robin has nothing but top shelf liquor. Like, I don't need to call out. If I decide to have a cocktail, I don't need to call out what the liquor should be, because I know whatever liquor they have there is already top shelf. They may have more than one choice of tequila, but one of my guests and clients bought me some outrageous, like $1,200 bottle shot, $1,200 bottle of tequila shot there. That was lovely. Top shelf liquor is a whole different experience than the poison of sugar being thrown into it, etc. But I didn't mind the mint julep as introduced by Henry Clay to the round robin, and that was Ulysses S. Grant's favorite drink. And so my script would say that his ghost appears and is with you when you smell a cigar. And I thought, and by this time I have found missing items, missing wills. I've found missing items for people. I have delivered legit messages and legit details about relatives that have crossed over onto the other side. So I'm aware that this sort of phenomenon goes on, but I just didn't believe that you would smell a cigar. So I'm entertaining one of the consultant agencies that works both sides of the political fence. And
Wow.
they've got the platinum credit card out, and I've shown them an excellent time. They hired me as a private tour. I'm giving them extra time. And I could do no wrong that night. It was really fun. And they spoiled me to death. And so we closed the bar, and I walk out of the round robin. And as soon as I cross the threshold, I got smacked in the face with cigar smoke, a rich, alive, it was really good, cigar smoke. And I sniff around in the air, and I put my eyeballs into the air because, maybe the Willard is spraying something to maintain this myth, and they're like, it's time for the ghost to appear. And no, there was like no aerosol after smell. And
Yeah.
it didn't smell like the stale smoke of someone who had smoked. It smelled like someone was smoking right in my face. And I couldn't,
Wow.
it smelled great. It was a really good cigar.
I
And
appreciate good cigar smoke.
me
I
too.
know people don't like it.
It's
Whatever.
rich and it's deep. And, I'm one of those weird people that I'm a Taoist. I could taste vinegar and enjoy the taste of it. In fact, I do. But it walked with me. The smell walked with me all the way up Peacock Alley, which is this long hall where high teas are served. And it stayed with me until midway through Peacock Alley, and then it just disappeared. And the smell was so pungent, you couldn't possibly just have it disappear. And then I realized that it was Ulysses S. Grant, just like the script said. And then that sent me down a rabbit hole of
Where are
looking
all
at
these rabbits going?
quantum physics. Rabbit, first day of the year.
Well, there's so many people going down rabbit holes. Rabbits must be displaced now because there's a lot of people going down rabbit holes. I don't know.
You know, and Alice in Wonderland, the rabbit does say he's late for a very important date, and he does look displaced. Yeah, he does look displaced.
Yeah.
So, and I've seen things. I've had dreams where the dead come and talk to me, and I get up the next morning and I talk to someone, and I'm like, they told me this, and this, and they're like, how do you know? And I'm like,
Wow.
but I don't like to exploit it. I don't want to work for the FBI.
Yeah.
One time a client had me do a reading, and they wouldn't tell me what I was reading. I was reading on a missing child, and I picked up on their name, and I picked up on a place that apparently had to do with that missing child. But here is the danger, and here is why you need to be so careful as a professional psychic. Like, police will use and employ psychics, right? And there's a case where this cop went to a clairvoyant, and the clairvoyant pulled a name and an address during a reading, and that was already on the cop's radar. So the cop said, oh, this person did it, and went out and made the arrest. And it turned out that the clairvoyant was pulling out the address and the name of the person that the cop suspected the most and really thought had done it. But it turned out that that person was innocent. So it gets very difficult to ascertain these fine, intuitive domains and fields. And
yeah, I don't think anybody
quantum physics backs that up entirely. But that's why in Aikido, we're constantly cleaning our energy. We're constantly going, is this my energy, your energy, etc.
Well, I got that game beat because I have no energy. I have no idea at all. But I wanted because I'm sorry to.
Your mustache is your engine.
Well, it's looking a little white these days. It used to be black, but I'm just too lazy to put the dye in. Joey Gaynor, who he was a doorman at the Comedy Store, and parlayed that into being Richard Pryor's opening act. He did a seance from the basement of the Comedy Store, and he shared the video of
From
me
the basement
the first
back
time.
then.
Yeah,
Ooh,
he did a seance on video.
that's where they murdered people.
Right, when it was Ciro's, right?
They
He
tortured
said
him.
his uncle was a bag man for the mob there or whatever. But he did this thing, and he shared it with me the first time he was on the program, a video of him in the basement, and people are talking to this ghost, and everybody is hearing it except me. And they were captioned like he's having this conversation. It's like, why can't I hear this? Everybody else is hearing it. People in the chat room are hearing it. I'm not hearing any of that stuff. I know you talked about the ghost in the belly room, the nurse, but any of those like I don't know, bad ghosts?
Yeah, no. I encountered something at like 3 a.m., 2:30, 3 a.m. in the morning. It was a late night. We were all partying with Eddie Griffith. Eddie Griffith likes to come in late at night in the Comedy Store and do like 3 hours. So we go way past closing. There's like 4 people in the audience. I remembered I left my weed in the green room of the main stage. So I'm going to go get it and join everyone for pancakes, at whatever the place was. I can't think of it right now. And Mel's Diner on Sunset. And I'm walking like halfway through the main room. It's a big room. It's a beautiful room to sing in, FYI. And great stage to do flips on. And so I hit this wall. Just like when I encountered Ulysses S. Grant's cigar smoke. It just appeared this time it was like a field of terror. And I couldn't move. I couldn't make myself move past it. It was just this, I'm going to describe it as a wall of evil. And this is the room where you'll hear Pauly Shore and other old school comics discuss the doorman and the cleaning crew coming in the next day and finding like chairs stacked so high on each other that it's impossible that any human did it. And I tried to push through it because my weed is in the green room. And at the time, I was on the edge of legalization for California. I had the dankest green. I was known for running around Sunset Strip with garbage bags of weed from various growers, just handing people buds. And so,
Where was I in those?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But Mandela, was it a good time? I'm not mad about those wild days. And I say wild days, and there are like movie stars running around doing rails of coke and meth and what have you. I'm like smoking some weed.
You know what? I don't mean to interrupt you here, but I just there was news the other day that the boats they blew up in the Caribbean
Had weed.
Yeah, they were weed boats. And like that's legal in 40 out of 50 states. You're blowing up. You're killing people over something that's legal here.
Who doesn't go out on a boat to go for fishing with a little weed?
Here.
Like,
did
they find a lot of weed? I heard they just found a little weed.
Yeah,
those boats weren't headed here.
Smoking.
Yeah, they were going to Suriname or something. I don't even know where Suriname is.
Yeah, those boats aren't even headed here. So even if it doesn't matter even if they had atomic weapons, they weren't headed here.
Yeah, it's a war crime anyway.
Yeah.
Blow up the stoners. Yeah, they always go for the stoners first, because we're lazy. We're generally not aggressive. Cocaine people, coke addicts, they're paranoid. They have guns, Sam Kinison, etc. Cheech and Chong, hey man, why are you pulling us over? Like,
That story about Mitzi Gaynor giving birth to Sam Kinison, or what? I mean, and I could just see Sam getting slapped in the ass as a baby. I'm not going to do the scream right now because it's early in the morning and I don't want to blow my voice.
I'll send you that Master Debater episode. You'll love it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not going to do the scream either because then my mother
Ah.
will throttle me.
You know, I feel for everything you're going through there with the family stuff. I think it's a part of every family dynamic. It's just like there's going to come a point where you're going to go through hell with the parents stuff. I don't think anybody gets to escape that.
I'm considering becoming a death doula and helping people make the transition and look forward to the passage.
Death doula.
Since I have all of the experience of a clairvoyant and I have enough stories and enough evidence from my own eyes to believe that there is very much something to eternal life, eternal energy, something. I mean, I'll still classify myself as like a Buddhist atheist, but you know, I don't really even need to classify myself, but you know, I mean, if Prince said it, then it must be true, eternal life. But I've seen enough to be aware of it, and I'm calm enough in those situations, and I have enough respect for human life that I would be good at someone's transitional time.
Yeah.
But thank you. We're powering through. We are making adjustments in the home and what have you. We are working, and I say we, my sister and I are working really hard to empower my parents to stay as long as they are able to stay away from anything that takes their autonomy away.
There's a room in my house that is almost meant to be a hospice room for people. Everybody who comes and stays in that room eventually passes. Now, some of them have been very old, but I'm just wondering if it's just the energy of that room that kind of helps people pass. Like people know, can I stay with you?
What is this? How many people have passed in that room? Dude,
in the 18 years that I've been here, six people.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, you're telling me that you live by a beach, so that in itself is serene. All the Victorians will go out to be sick at the beach and pass away.
The thing is, this property during the 1970s, they couldn't give it away because they were building a nuclear power plant right in my backyard.
Oh, so you're close to 3 Mile Island? Is that?
No, they never lit it up. It's Shoreham nuclear power plant. I was part of the people protesting because on Long Island there's no escape route. You can't have a nuclear power plant and have nowhere for people to go if something fucks up.
You gotta feel good about that.
Yeah. So they never lit it up. But my wife actually was smart enough to get in on this property when they were giving it away, beachfront property, but nobody wanted to live here because they were building a new nuclear power plant. And so, but now it's not like Malibu.
Yeah, just being on the beach. Oh, I love the Atlantic Ocean. The recent trip to Long Branch and Red Bank, New Jersey, reminded me how much I do love the Atlantic. I love the Atlantic Ocean in winter. I don't, I'm like, yay, it's winter. Let's put on our heavy coats and endure the wind on the boardwalk. Let's do that. That's my happy place.
I don't know if you're how familiar with Long Island, but Long Island has two shores.
I'm not familiar with it at all. Just
South Shore, North Shore. South Shore is pristine, flat beaches, and sand and water. North Shore is rocks, and we're up on cliffs.
Oh,
and
nice.
So I'm up on the North Shore. I prefer.
Craggy.
I was born on the South Shore guy, so it's a different culture up here.
I know. I like people from Long Island. Everyone that is from Long Island, I've always enjoyed. Savvy people, just like New Jersey and New York.
Yeah.
I can't suffer fools. I've tried. I've tried to go for like the middle line in comedy. And
Long Island and New Jersey are very similar cultures. Because we're both kind of suburbs of New York City. We both we kind of face New Jersey across the Atlantic Ocean. There, the South Shore faces New Jersey. It's a bit away across the ocean, but very similar cultures. I mean, everything is the same, from garbage men being tied, sanitation workers being tied to the mob and all that kind of stuff. It's all the same. It's exact same. The Sopranos could have been taking place on Long Island and you wouldn't have to change a thing except the opening little montage there. So yeah, very similar. But so the Comedy Store, when were you at the Comedy Store? What do you
I escaped Washington, D.C. in 2002, and my affair with Los Angeles lasted about 20 years with a couple breaks.
Wow,
Here
that's
and
a long
there.
time.
I really did enjoy it. I loved the balmy weather. It was really good for my soul. I had a difficult time acclimating in a couple ways. Like I I wanted to drive as far away as I could from George Bush, okay?
Yeah.
I had organized the inaugural protest against him. Like I did it all. No, I'm kidding. I was part of an umbrella group called JAM, the Justice Action Movement, and we were the core organization that welcomed in all the other organizations to DC and into the protest that stopped the limo. When when W was being sworn in. And like W looks like a great guy now. Like
That's what I
how
was gonna say,
how
because
great is it not to be mentioned in the Epstein files? Like
I
he's
want
gonna
to
be
I want
loving
to post
life.
this question though to everybody who could, or self-described leftist, Democrat, whatever. If you could trade Donald Trump's remaining part of his term here for eight more years of George Bush, would you take it? And I would think most of them would say in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this was
man.
this
You
is the
just
guy who leftists hated more than anyone in my memory. I mean, you can even count Nixon as, I think,
heartbreaking election. Hanging
yeah,
chads and all.
yeah. But I think
War criminal.
one person who should be fucking grateful, and they would say, why hasn't Bush spoken out against Trump? Because he fucking loves Trump, because Trump he's taking that stupidest thing away from him.
He's like, God damn, I look like a hero now.
It looks good.
Dick Cheney looks good. Like war criminals look good next to this criminal.
Well, I was thinking
That
about that
says a lot.
Cheney endorsing Harris. I'm not sure if that was a good thing for her, because
It's like Cheney's brain, like it must have imploded or done some sort of weird matriculation to like get him to the place to
yeah,
endorse Harris. But that's how bad Trump is. Like if you
right.
love this country, like
But
Jeff
I
Sessions.
don't think Cheney's endorsement won her any Republican support,
No.
but it might have lost her liberal support or Democrat support,
Yeah,
because
she
if
came
they,
under a lot of fire anyway for being a prosecutor. And of course, it's a woman. But, now she'd be great as president because she is a prosecutor. And we need a fucking prosecutor to go after the cabal of treason artists that are now holding court. Like, here's something that is a concern that many people aren't talking about. And I don't want to talk about it too much, but one of our family friends, rest his soul, Gerald Shore, he invented the witness protection program. So now we have this mafia friendly, mafia fluid New York real estate fraud rapist in the White House and taking over our Justice Department. So my question is, where are the files from the witness protection program? Who has access to them? We'll never know if those people are met with a hit because their names are anonymous, and they're living their life after turning in the frauds and the mobsters that Trump is friendly with.
yeah.
And that's a disaster no one is speaking about.
You know, I
that
didn't
I
give it
think
a
really needs
second
to be
thought
looked
until you
at.
just, yeah, absolutely. There's probably, and we know what a fucking vengeful bastard he is. He's definitely, his first move would probably to be blackmail them or try to get some money out of them to keep them alive. And then his second move would be to give him up and have him killed. So, wow. Yeah, that wasn't
Yeah.
even a consideration of it.
Right.
Wow.
No one thinks about, I mean, it's not at the top of everyone's head when you hear about the Justice Department. You think civil
Yeah.
rights, you think legal suits, like that's the law department, the arm of the law in our government, but you don't think about the witness protection program. Why? It's not always talked about. Steve Martin turned in My Blue Heaven. I think that's like, and then there's what Goodfellas talks about, going into the witness protection program and just being
Yeah.
an ordinary schlub after living the fat life of a thug. And I loved Steve Martin in My Blue Heaven. But yeah, that was a friend of our family, and I'm haunted by the idea of where those files are. And
My
then
life has been pretty much altered by the witness protection program. I mean, the guy who ratted my father, I don't know if I've ever told you this, Elizabeth,
no.
but I came home from school in ninth grade, and my mother and father were both in prison. The FBI had raided my house. They had a wiretap on the house, and the guy who was the probable cause for putting the wiretap out was in witness protection. So both my parents were in jail, and that's why I decided to go into Florida. And I went to Florida and put myself through high school living in a mobile home in a trailer park down in Florida. But
Wow.
yeah, so the witness protection program played a huge part
Wow.
in my life and changing.
Wow.
uh,
So like it's a high concern of mine.
yeah,
What is being done to those files? My father brags about catching a drug ring that was going down. That was nicknamed the Fat Lady case because the mafia was sending in fat ladies to doctors to get diet pills and then
yep.
selling the diet pills on the street. And that was one of the first cases that used a computer to figure it out. And now I'm very nervous that I've even credited my father for that. And I'm very nervous that there's an FBI tap on this show.
Oh,
Listen, if there's a black bag that goes over my head because I have a little joke, a little sarcastic joke called the Antifa Social Gardening Club on Blue Sky, it's not, at 55, I don't want the stress.
we live in a time where more people than I should have to feel like they have to say, if I die suddenly, I'm not killing myself. Just keep that in mind. Like it's not true.
Right. Like if I go away, I'm not vacationing.
Well,
You
half the
know,
population feels like we need to sign something that says if they find me dead, it's not suicide.
but all my friends will go, she wasn't well, she a little.
Yeah. Well, as a
Kept
matter
her
of
on a
little
bad
drug
day,
education
but
here
too
for the
cowardly to
kids.
do it.
Yeah. In the 1970s, everybody had to know a fat lady. This amphetamine type of thing, prescription amphetamines. We were all getting 697. They call them white elephant, black beauties, yellow
Oh yeah.
crossroads, all these kind of uppers that we were
Okay, so
getting.
you're old enough to remember the elusive ludes. I've never run into a quaalude, but they
Oh
looked
my
like they
God.
were fucking fun.
Well,
Not that I wanted to do them on a regular basis, but that looks like something
I
to
think they might have
experience.
inspired Bill Cosby's rape thing in the roof. I always
Mm,
said the Quaaludes were the original rape drug because you would black out and not remember shit, and it would just be,
horrible.
yeah. I can't
See, I
believe,
like to remember things. I don't
yeah.
like to lose control. I like something that enhances my experience, like just ordinary endorphins alone. Craig Shoemaker is running around doing laugh baths. I want to do cuss showers, but but he's doing laugh baths and he's very Patch Adams about it. He talks about the healing properties of dopamine and serotonin being released into the aura, and just the shaking of the lymphatic system alone and laughing helps open the energetic meridians and lets you pass blocked emotions that you've had. It helps you push yourself through into an altered state, and you walk away high from it without, doing anything. What does the fire sign theater say? I get high on clean gasoline, a good cup of coffee.
Wow.
And I forget what it is. But
So
I
I'm
get high off
surprised
of
that
fire sign theater.
you're only 10, 11 years younger than me. I'm surprised that Ludes weren't
They
from.
may have been around, but I was extremely naive. I wasn't allowed to watch MTV. I thought The Dukes of Hazzard was a show about English royalty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at you. Yeah. I was probably at parties with Ludes, and people were like, "Don't tell this one."
Yeah. Well,
She's naive.
I was of that generation that if you were going to be a musician, you had to. If you were going to be an artist in entertainment at all, you had to be
There was a
experimenting with
real
stuff.
difference between you and I and our age differences. I could tell from elementary school because I would see the older kids when I was in elementary school, fourth, fifth grade, visiting a home with like a high schooler in it. And the roach clip with the feathers and the beads would be hanging down, and embroidered bags and psychedelic posters and black lights, right? Were like the whole thing. And like
Blacklight.
my mom's a wonderful human. She scheduled my life. I had an incredibly structured life, and one of the things that I did was plexiglass sculptor class. And I was like third, fourth grade, maybe fifth. I think it was more like fourth. And the high school kids were all talking about the original SNL. And the teacher was always saying, I know what a bong looks like. You're not making a flower vase. If I see any more ikebana, it's Japanese flower arrangement, vases with two places for the flowers, I know you've made a bong. And I'd be like, what's a bong? And then when I got old enough, to wear the feathered roach clips, etc., Reagan was in office, and it was shopping was supposed to replace that culture. Frank Zappa came out with Valley Girl, and all of a sudden it was like shiny pencils and technology, and just say no to drugs instead of just say yes to drugs.
Well, I'm glad you brought this up, because it's about almost time to wrap this up. But I did want to talk about this Republican, the idea that we can just blow up drug boats and that's going to stop the drug problem in New York. And I keep coming back with, you've been fighting the supply part of it since Ronald Reagan. The supply part is not the problem, it's the demand. As long as the demand is there, we're always going to find drugs. It's like they're not forcing anybody to buy cocaine.
Mr.
People want
Napo,
the cocaine.
I am shocked at the media. I'm shocked at every talking head that is not throwing the White House pharmacy of the previous Trump administration in Hegseth and Trump's face.
Right.
Like, they were handing out fentanyl, they were handing out Oxycontin, they were handing out morphine.
Yeah.
They like, what? We're blowing up boats for fentanyl, and the White House was just chucking fentanyl at everyone that had a pain issue?
Yeah.
What?
And they pardon the Sacklers, they pardon this Nicaraguan guy, Honduran guy, all these drug dealers. They pardon, like they don't care about drugs.
The online drug dealer got pardoned, but
so
we're
coming back to
concerned
Bush,
about drugs.
Bush didn't actually come out and say it's about oil, but he wasn't.
We
like
knew
exactly
it was about oil.
Yeah, he wasn't exactly hiding the fact that they got lots of oil. This whole drug thing is every Nigeria, Venezuela, we're just bombing places that just happen to have lots of oil. It's a coincidence.
Yeah, it's amazing how that goes. And minerals, oils and minerals. Oh, my morning breakfast.
Yeah.
There's nothing I like more than some good, clean petrol. It keeps the system going. It lines my body so I don't have indigestion. No, we're Hegseth was probably drunk that day and in his makeup room, and a reporter caught him a little loopy on cheap scotch, and he was like, we're blowing them up because they're drugs.
right.
and,
I'm gonna
and
I'm
Trump
gonna
was like,
end on
you can't say
a
that.
I'm gonna end on a not uplifting, but you know what? There are good people left in the world.
Yeah,
Story.
there are lots of good people left in this world, and we're gonna win 2026 rebellion.
I hope so. But yesterday, stopped at a gas station and I went in to buy a quart of oil because I'm getting an oil change tomorrow, but my oil light was on, so I was going to put oil in. Anyway, so I went in and I was pumping gas at the same time, and the kid comes walking out, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Now this guy's going to say, he just looked like I didn't give him enough money or something, like he's going to start a fight with me. Here it goes. And he went to hand me $100 bill. He said, "This fell out of your pocket." I said, "Wow, wow! You didn't put that in your
Wow,
pocket. You
that
saw
is
me drop a
great.
$100 bill and came out to give it to me. You came out."
That is
Uh,
fantastic. I was writing my screenplay yesterday, and all of a sudden, I just thought, WWRRD, what would Rob Reiner do? And he would fill the story with more love. He would fill the story with more love. Yes,
yeah,
Harry and Sally ends with "I hate you" before the kiss, but the kiss does happen.
yeah.
And we need more love. Love, sweet love. I don't.
That that he said that ending didn't also almost didn't happen that way.
Right,
Right,
right. It
because
was it
yeah,
was his dame, his wife, Michelle. He fell in
right.
love with Michelle
He
on
just
that set.
recently right, he just recently met her and it changed the way he felt about those
People are
kinds of
still
things.
people are getting his Christmas cards after his horrible murder. And my heart goes out to everyone grieving in my circles. It's
Yeah.
really inexcusable, heinously uh heinously unacceptable. And it's it's sad. I've seen that kind of affluenza with addicts, and when you have that kind of money and support and compassion to manipulate, it's really hard to get someone clean. I also, want to hear the court trial because he was working on a documentary series about Trump as a Russian agent. Um,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, he was gonna have dinner with the Obamas that night. Like, that's an interesting thing that's not being talked up a lot. Where
yeah,
I don't know the whole story. I don't even really want to know the whole story. It is so awful. My heart goes out to every surviving family member and friend of the Reiners. Uh, you know,
yeah.
that
All right.
said, I wish he had said that, Biden could be a little more respectful toward women, but what do I know? I'm just a woman.
Yeah, I just got
But
to comment on this because Tammy Laren, you know that dopey little
Tammy, I know Tammy. Wait,
yeah.
did Tammy Laren? Hold on. Let me see if I have this right. I may have this wrong, Matt. Did Tammy Laren sing "Skyrockets in Flight"?
No.
Okay, all right, different Tammy. All right, sorry.
She was a Fox News host at times and a podcast or whatever. She was subbing for Sean Hannity the other night, and she was bitching about Joe Biden being on vacation. First of all, the guy doesn't have a job. Second of all, he's dying of cancer. And third of all, everybody's allowed to take a vacation.
Wait,
She's
Joe
bitching about,
Rogan is dying of cancer?
huh?
Wait, what did
Joe Biden's
Oh, Joe,
dying of
Joe
cancer.
Biden. Oh, thank you.
Did I say
Sorry.
something else? Anyway,
No, but
yeah,
I tuned out Biden and heard Joe Rogan. Yeah. So
yeah.
yeah,
So
Joe, he's dealing with cancer right now.
and he's taking a vacation, but he's not taking a vacation from the White House. So why is this even a story? But she's making it like, oh my God, I can't believe he's taking
It's that
another
whole
vacation.
Roy Cohn tactic, blame the other person. When in doubt, blame Biden. Biden went to funerals that Trump didn't even bother to attend. Like,
Yeah, but
his sense of respect for the dignity of our nation and our protocol far exceeds Trump. I was going to go back to Jeff Sessions. Like, Jeff Sessions is one racist motherfucker, right? Like, the state of Alabama said, "Hey, Jeff, we're real sorry. We love the food your wife makes for all the Klan meetings. The Knights and the Brotherhood think you're great, but you're just a little too racist to be a federal judge." We're not going to give you the federal judgeship. So then he gets confirmed in the DOJ. He's still the racist motherfucker that he is. But he gets hip to Trump's Russian alliance, and he's like, "Hey, man, I may be racist, but I'm an American racist. I'm not a Russian racist. I ain't no damn commie. I'm out." You know, and
Just a couple of things here. Anybody who questions Harris's competence should go back and watch her cross-examining Jeff Sessions during those confirmation hearings.
yes,
Oh, fucking beautiful.
She is fierce and fabulous, and went to Howard University Law School. People that bag on her do not understand the Black excellence of Howard University Law School. I mean, excellence, but as someone who attended a school 10% and was 10% made up part of the 10% of the white folks that went to Duke Ellington School for the Arts, I learned what Black people define as Black excellence, and I saw firsthand that my peers worked 5 times as hard as I did to be recognized at an audition. And so I know from attending lectures with Felicia Rashad and training on the mat with the law professors of Howard University how excellent that school is.
Yeah.
And then she was at Berkeley before then. What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? She's so qualified.
Right. To me, I thought she was the most qualified candidate in my lifetime. And people say, "Oh, when did you become such a radical leftist?" I was like, "You're not paying attention. It's not about left or right. She's a very intelligent, competent, professional, and like you can't say that about most of the people we've.
I'm willing to have a good time. I loved all of her positive pearls and chucks and encouraging young girls. I loved all of that, and representing East Indian women and Black women. I love that she was a mixed chick. I'm so sick to death of all my Black friends getting side-eyed for taking first class, but both Black and white women have been fetishized to death by porn. All women have been fetishized to death by porn, and we get the side eye if we're living a luxurious life and don't have a wedding band on our finger.
Where's Ron when we need it? I could just see Ron, because Ron is a porn advocate.
Ron, oh my God. Okay, so here's a funny story. All right, so I rode a plane next to George Bush Jr., next to W's art therapy teacher. After W conducted his illegal war, he felt horrible about all of the maimed and mangled vets that came back from Iraq.
That's good. He felt
So he
horrible.
started taking art lessons and started painting vets to somehow heal the wounds within himself. I was about to say his privileged ass, but I'm trying to speak like a lady because I know how to do it, and I think it should be exemplified more in society. But anyway, I'm not on point today.
Yeah.
So where was I? Who was I? Okay, so I'm next to George Bush's art teacher, and she and I are talking about a summer seminars camp set up for world leaders that I think is hosted at the Bush Ranch in Texas every year. And we're having a hoot of a time. She loves my politics. I love her stories about running around with nuns, getting drunk at a Cher concert and starting fights. Oh my goodness, I had no idea the nuns love Cher the way they do. And on the flight was Ron Jeremy, who I encountered briefly at the end. He had just done a movie with one of my friends, not a porn, a comedy. I forget what it was called. And that I follow Ron's career that much. And and he always just grossed me out naturally. And I don't like an ugly aura. His aura is really thick. Yeah. And at the end of our conversation and our plane ride, this lovely, charming lady. I mean, I call her charming because I didn't see her riot at the Cher concert with the nuns. Uh, she took off her pearl necklace. She had a pearl necklace she was wearing, and she gave it to me. It was all freshwater pearls. It was just beautiful. I passed it on to the comic Mia Mars, and to show Mia I valued her comedy. And as I'm leaving, I exchanged words with Ron Jeremy, who is sitting a couple seats up from us. And I can say that I got a pearl necklace on a plane with Ron Jeremy now. I think that's great.
Symbolism,
here's
symbolism,
something
folks.
like energy doesn't go anywhere, right? And we're all here together, and we're the product of thousands and thousands of ancestors loving, fucking, and escaping death. So we are love and joy and survival in action, and we have all of this energy around us that is more than ourselves to draw upon. Like you were asking me earlier about modern day ghost stories from the Comedy Store. And I have experienced Robin Williams. Robin Williams, who I had a little personal relationship with, nothing extensive and great, but he was kind and he took interest in me. Whenever I lose my keys, I focus on the energy of Robin Williams. Everyone has a unique energetic signature, and this gets into listening to people and listening and feeling energy. There are reasons why you should be open to your emotions, because feelings are information, and it's a way to access information in the brain. It's a way to notice that my energy is my electromagnetic field emanating from my heart is different than yours. So I'll call on what I feel is the presence of Robin Williams until I feel it, and I'll say his name out loud 3 times. I really have no idea if this will work for strangers or not, but I'll say Robin Williams, Robin Williams, Robin Williams. And within a minute or two, I will walk to my missing item. I have to kind of forget that I've asked him immediately after that, or that I've called upon him. I kind of have to just intuitively amble, but it has never failed. Within a minute or two, I find my missing object. I even have a witness to it who knew Robin as well, and I think he was even closer to Robin. But he was telling me, all of this supernatural stuff, and I don't really think it's supernatural. I think it's explained by science and quantum physics. But he's like, all of this mumbo jumbo is woo-woo is just nonsense. And I was missing my keys, and we couldn't leave the room without me having my keys. And he was getting impatient with me searching, and I was getting riddled with anxiety because I was trying to look like a professional, and here I am missing my own keys. What sort of executive am I? Probably genius, and if I had a secretary, that would be a whole thing, but whatever. I'm a woman, what do I know? And he goes, oh, this is nonsense. And I finally blurted out. I don't want to blurt it out in front of him because he's a total skeptic. And I finally just go, Robin Williams, Robin Williams, Robin Williams. And he goes, what are you doing? And I said, shh. Every time I do this, I find the keys in a minute. And he goes, oh, that's bullshit. And he slams his hand down on the table on the keys. And he looks in his hand, and I said, see? And he goes, well, they were just right there. I was like, I looked there. I didn't see them.
Wow.
So just because there aren't, white elephants in the room with you doesn't mean that someone isn't doing a protective prayer over you to stop the white elephants from taking over your show.
All right, we got to wrap this up.
I just wanted to have.
Go ahead. Let me just say one thing before you wrap this up. Speaking of missing things, that guy who looks quite hung and muscular there, standing next to my wife on the beach. I got to go look for my wife because I think she probably ran
Oh, is
away
that
with
the guy with the pecs and the blue shorts?
Yeah, the guy with the pecs, and he's got it looks like he's got a boner in his little
Oh my
brief
goodness!
there.
I need to. When I get off the air, I'm gonna take a still screenshot and zoom in on that. I haven't seen Wood the entire year of the wood snake.
Wow. And
I'm hoping I get laid during the year of the fire horse.
Consider this, that it's 3 degrees, the wind chill is 3 degrees, and he's still got a impressive package in his little briefs there, because I would have massive shrinkage out there.
That is some yang energy there. Or maybe it's just the magnetism of your wife. She must be wonderful. Both of you are such cultivated men. I always enjoy coming on
Well,
here.
she would tell you at least she is wonderful. But
I had a great time coming on today.
Well, we appreciate you being here.
Ask yourself what Rob Reiner would do, and know he would write a happy ending.
All right.
I just wanted to ask real quick, because you mentioned that Ron Jeremy had been done a comedy, and I was just wondering if it was Boondock Saints or Orgasmo. Those were both.
Oh, was he in Orgasmo? Oh, he was. No, I'm not talking about Orgasmo.
54.
I'm not talking about Boondock Saints. It's an indie movie that one of my friends made.
Oh, okay, because there was also one called 54 in 1998. And then there was one called Being Ron Jeremy, where that was a parody of Being John Malkovich.
Wow.
It might have been 54. Do you know, can you read the filmmaker from your research?
It doesn't, well, it doesn't say offhand. It just says, a drama comedy exploring the excesses of the 1970s disco scene. So I can look it up though. 54.
Is it an all-star? Is this was some indie movie that a friend made. It was his first movie. I'm not knocking the quality of it. I'm just saying that it did not get the kind of media coverage that Orgasmo even got. And Orgasmo was an indie movie, which is, I love Orgasmo. It's hilarious. I love Trey Parker and his compadre. I worship free speech because I'm one of those people that doesn't mind being offended. If I'm that offended, I'll move away. Yeah.
Alternate Universe has said, I've seen a few people channel Robin Williams. I felt the presence of Robin when I met Roger Kobler. I don't know who Roger Kobler is. Anyway, it's time to wrap things up. We wish you people a very happy 2026. Thank you, Elizabeth, for getting up and being part of this program and sharing so much. You kept GD quiet for 2.5 hours. Amazing. Anyway, tomorrow, speaking of Long Island and the North Shore and the Atlantic Ocean, the one and only Jackie the Joke Man Martling will be with us.
Wow.
And it's been at least 3 weeks now. So
tell Jackie I said hi.
I will do. Have you met him personally?
No. He's from my childhood.
Yeah. All right.
Wasn't he working with Howard Stern when Howard maybe he wasn't working with Howard when Howard called up the airport and asked for a first class ticket to the 14th Street Bridge?
Yeah.
We would listen to him on my way to a nice nonviolent Quaker school, and we would cackle and cackle and cackle with the bus driver, and then our bus driver would say, "Okay, then don't tell anyone I let you listen."
All right, cool. Well, thanks for being here. Have a great day. Happy New Year to everybody. And don't forget to listen to What Makes Us Laugh and Elizabeth's new podcast, which is coming out soon. Right?
Bye.
Yes. All right. Bye for now. Turn on your radio, folks.
to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now.